Hello, I'm Matthew, your Dungeon Master here on Stories to D4, and it's been a while. I know you've all been waiting to see some of your favorite heroes, and also to know who the heck killed Oswald. But tonight we get to return to our adventures in Eltz, see some familiar faces. Now, we aren't at full capacity tonight. You'll have to wait a little while to see our dearest Amanda, as she is on a quick vacation. But everyone in the team is back to being healthy, and we're really excited to start telling stories both here on the stream, and also very soon on other platforms as well. Now, before I bring these out to the table, I have very, very brief announcements so you can catch up with our friends in just a bit. For those of you who didn't see our announcement or aren't following us on social media, we have been out for a few weeks due to a couple of our players being sick. It's really important to us that we make sure that everyone is safe, and so when we have our members who are sick, we are very big on isolating here on the channel, so we're working on that. Our pets are freaking out under the table, so I apologize for my strange face. Another quick announcement, there is no footnotes this week, but we'll be having footnotes coming up soon. Keep an eye on our Twitter for announcements there. And, you know, tonight we might have some extra things to show you, maybe even some miniatures if our players are up for it. So without further ado, Clola, would you mind bringing us to, it's one scene down from the currently selected. All right. Hi, guys.
Hi.
Oh, hello, Coco.
Coco also says hi.
Coco also says hello.
Paid actor.
So it's been a while. It's Clella,
We've met.
Connor.
That's me, yeah.
This is important, isn't it? I need to get this right, don't I?
Ashley.
There we go.
Actually, we got there.
We got there.
But yes, so we are back. We have a smaller table here tonight, but we have an adventure just as large as you've seen in the past. You guys had a mystery a couple weeks ago that you were working on, and you get to continue that tonight.
I would like to say we've been working the mystery for 38 sessions.
You've been working the mystery it's been a minute. Oswald died early.
Yeah.
So how you guys been?
Good. Happy to be back.
Yeah.
It's been too long.
Everyone
Need to roll
breathing
a die.
okay?
Yeah.
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 Yeah. Oswald died session 3.
Yes. Now, well, you learned of the mystery early. You've had other more pressing matters. It was sort of like Silas was like, I must avenge my friend, but for now, let's go save all these people along the way. And so you've had
It's just tabled up.
table that conversation for a future meeting.
We'll circle back.
Oh.
No work talk.
Yeah.
But no, so we've had some adventures along the way, but we have some more adventures coming up soon. So this weekend is, can I say?
Everything's available for knowledge.
It's also on our Twitter.
Okay,
It is on our
follow us
Twitter.
on
this
Twitter.
weekend we're actually recording the first session of our upcoming podcast, where we're gonna be playing some Star Wars 5e, and we just today received the last of the miniatures. So we're now it is an audio only podcast, so these miniatures aren't going to be making often appearances here on the main channel, but you will be hearing about these various characters. And I think it's really nice to have the tangible bits. I love painting miniatures.
They're just for us, really. So.
Right. Well, so for Connor and Victoria, actually, we 3D printed and then I painted your miniatures, which we should give some thanks over to Victoria's dad for getting her miniature printed. Thank you so much. And
Juba.
our friends over at Hero Forge we were able to go ahead and create a custom miniature for Clola's character, and their miniature just arrived today. And well, let's just show them, right?
Yeah, show
Let me
them.
go ahead and pull this up real quick. Come on.
Oh, that's clever. I didn't know what was going on.
Oh no! Oh no! It's so blurry.
Oh, no.
You want to scooch the box back like an inch for me? Put your hand in front of the camera real quick. Blind the camera. Let go. Hey!
There it goes.
We got there. So, if you now, well, I could introduce you. I'm going to be talking all night. I'm a DM. I talk all the time. Would you like to introduce, whatever you feel like sharing, your characters for our upcoming campaign?
So mine's the armor boy, I guess, on your guys' right
Yes.
on the screen. He's Mandalorian, and I guess that's kind of all you need to know. Just listen to the podcast and
Name?
find out.
We don't get to know his name yet?
His name's Kai.
Kai the Mandalorian.
Yeah.
Well, I'm really excited. You've been tinkering. We've done several test encounters. We're not hiding that. We've done some test battles just to see how you feel about the new system of Star Wars 5e.
Oh yeah.
I'm really excited about some of the mechanics you've got set up with this character.
Same. I can't wait.
Victoria,
Sure. Am I allowed to introduce enough of?
you can talk about whatever you'd like.
All right. I am Tan Una. I am formerly a councilwoman in Lesio City on Ryloth until a little shake-up happened, and now I'm an insurgent freedom fighter.
When a couple of Sith that were up to no
And a
good
couple sit there
started making trouble in your neighborhood.
Yeah. So former councilwoman turned freedom fighter.
All right. Well, I'm excited to see how you transition from politics to like aggressive negotiations.
Yeah.
Now, Clella, before we get to your character, I do want to go ahead and mention that we had a dear friend of the channel, Core Blues, just dropped by to say hello. Hey, how you doing, man? Huge fan. We have played some of our early Star Wars 5e test games. Actually, were with Core Blues, so we're always glad to have you drop by.
Nice.
Now, Clella, what's that? What's this big old blue stick your character's carrying? What's going on there?
It's a literal, like, you know, those things that you used in, like, gym
Like a-
class?
A flashlight.
Yeah. Oh, what?
It's a flashlight.
I didn't hear that right.
No,
You guys went to. I saw your face too. You went there.
I heard. No,
Yeah.
I heard correctly. I thought it was like a pool noodle.
Yeah. Okay.
So this was the first introduction everyone has had to your characters now. This
Yeah.
is permanent. We're gonna put this on YouTube.
It's true. It's on the internet forever.
Yeah.
I'm playing Nova Lux of no relationship to Fist. A former Jedi who's been spending a few years out in the Outer Rim and has recently returned from that to not do anything or get involved in anyone's business.
Yeah, absolutely. You will never get involved.
You know, former Jedi are really known for staying out of things.
Retirement.
And,
Yeah.
and
True,
retiring
yeah. True.
peacefully
Yeah.
to the outer.
usually
the
do it as
peaceful
like-
outer rim. Peaceful outer rim.
If you would like an example of Jedi who were like exiled and then definitely didn't intervene in galactic politics, check out Knights of the Old Republic 2 by Obsidian Entertainment. It's a great example.
Yeah, it's either that or you just become this blue silhouette of a person.
Yeah.
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 Or you know,
Blue is a
it
great
doesn't
color on
really
Jedi.
age you
Yeah.
rapidly.
We are. I just am now realizing that we went blurry on these minis, so I'm gonna go ahead and bring us back. Chloe, do you mind bringing us back? It is near the top. Roleplay day. The first. You have to scroll up. Oh! Oh no! There's other nameplates, guys. What have you done, Clella? Give me all your bicycles. Oh no!
I only have one pins.
Do you mind handing me my cup and you'll earn your bicycle back? Ah, you got it back.
Yay.
Way to go. So before, so I know we've got very tight-lipped. We're really excited for you guys to get to experience this campaign. I'm excited for my players to get to experience it, and so I don't want to tell too much. It's an adventure in the Old Republic, and there's some odd technology that the galaxy is getting to know. So do you have any more anyone have any announcements before we proceed to do a quick recap
Yeah.
and start our session?
We have 7 bicycles across the table.
Very evenly distributed.
3, 3, 1.
Yeah.
Yeah, we did establish a rule recently of 3 as a maximum that a player can carry.
That's why I gave some of mine away.
We have so many attunement slots.
Yeah, exactly. So artificers can have more bicycles?
Yeah.
Well, that's a
You
shame.
get to be a real life artificer. It's an engineer, I guess.
All right.
Kill 'em.
I suppose with that, we may consider, we may go ahead and jump into our recap. A long time ago, in a galaxy far... Wait, wrong campaign. When last we met, our heroes were in the thick of an investigation to find the killer of a dear friend, Oswald Castleberry. Slain by a mysterious painter who is now plaguing the city of Eltz, the city you all call home. You now are investigating a number of leads that you've obtained over the past few months, hints from friends and enemies alike. You've traveled to Southminster University, the most prestigious school in all of Eltz, and one of the most prestigious schools around the entire continent. And there, you've met with a couple of professors and even a couple of students, most notably the Sparkanauts, a collection of these excited students who are passionate about a particular sport called Evo Ball. Now, with the school soon to go on a bit of a brief break for a couple of weeks, they're all excited for this big game that's coming up, but unfortunately, their gear has been stolen several times recently. Most notably, the very expensive piece of equipment known as a spell mitt, a magical glove imbued with elemental attuned crystals that allow Evo Ball players to participate in their high octane sport. After saying goodbye to both the Sparkanauts and the academic elite of the university, you decided to call it for the day. Your investigation, you've got about a month. But on your way home, you were attacked, not by brigands or monsters, but by a strange magical construct, animated skin turned into almost a razor-like geometric construct, which attacked you in the darkness. Quite a bit of damage, quite dangerous, these little buggers. But you were able to, after a couple of rounds of combat, dismiss them and make your hurried way along. And that's where we're going to start our session. Now, you all had discussed, instead of going to the warehouse, you were considering staying in an inn here in Shelt, so you don't have to keep ferrying back and forth. Is that what you'd like to be doing?
Yeah, we don't have a door currently, so...
Right, you have quite a damaged structure back home.
We could, hang up a curtain, but I'd rather sleep somewhere with a solid door. So
Yeah,
we're
door's
already
better than a
there.
flap. I agree.
Especially after just getting attacked in our home, maybe somewhere different might
Yeah,
be nice.
and on the street in
And then being
the middle of
kept in a castle for quite a bit of time.
Yeah.
So in that case, would you guys like for us to, I think we'll start tomorrow in the morning. Is that all right with you?
Yeah.
You've experienced a long rest. That way, just in case in the past 4 weeks you've forgotten any of your, what abilities were used, we'll go ahead and kind of hand wave that away. You've made your appropriate preparations. Victoria actually specifically requested alarms since our last session, but the night passed without any particular ailment or bother. But you find yourself here at the Furious Leg Inn and Tavern. What would you like to do this morning?
I think that we should have a very quick conversation about what we know.
Okay.
Kind of a recap of what everything.
Sure.
Yeah.
We have some suspects.
We have some suspects.
We have lots of paintings.
My theory is Demon's Embrace and this club. There's a connection. We need to find somebody who is in that intersection because of...
The Demon's Embrace, for those of you at home who may not remember, was a sort of nightclub and also musical theater kind of place.
But also apparently
It was
fantastic food.
a casino with great food, questionably dressed workers and clientele that the party learned was actually the workplace of the Songbird, who's apparently a performer there.
And because of Ugarod's Where Is My Songbird, I feel like we haven't exhausted the Demon's Embrace. That's gotta play something into it.
We know that the Songbird had an associate that I know you feel is a very strong lead.
Right, Corin the Wise. Now, we found out that at some point the Songbird got married and left. Now, if we go back to the people who were killed, go back to the list of the dead, one of them, I believe, was a captain.
Yes. The painting that was found on the ship, right?
Yeah. And
Yes, you were referring to Captain Blackwell Tack of the Howling Seal.
He was found tied to a figurehead.
now, listen. Our Aarakocra friend, the songbird, gets married, gets spirited away somewhere else to get out of Eltz. This captain, Captain Tack, is the one who took her because his painting said, "Where did you take them?" Other painting with Ugarod, who used to go to the Demon's Embrace, said, "Where is my songbird?" Ugarod may have been involved somehow in getting her out, maybe, or maybe he's just mad, whoever the killer is, he or she is just mad about the songbird going missing. My reasoning for wanting to dig deeper into Corin the Wise specifically is because it sounded like to some degree there was a relative amount of exclusivity in his songwriting specifically for her.
Yes, you know that he was quite picky because of his incredible talent, that he wanted incredible performers.
Correct.
I think that's a solid theory. He also kind of hits all the boxes for what we're looking for.
Right.
He was
Painter.
likely a bard and therefore
Yeah.
had latent magical ability.
Right. But my problem, my questioning here is, what's the connection to the rest of this club?
Well, we know that there's some people who lie outside of like the club, like the postman, Rowan,
Right.
who was killed.
Yeah.
Thank you.
But there's so many people from this
The
club
club.
are dead, or tied to the club in some way are dead.
Maybe he was someone who wasn't allowed to join the club, but he seems older for like the time frame.
I mean, I could right now go and become a student at Southminster.
That's true. That's true.
You don't have to be a child or a young adult in order to go study. You could be 40 and decide you're going to go study.
Generally
So is
speaking,
the-
Southminster has people at youngest 16 years of age, but a lot of them are going to be in their 20s, 30s, or for longer-lived species, even older.
Yeah,
So his meaning? Where do we look?
that's the question. Do we want to chase down other people who may either be the suspect or a potential future victim? Or do we want to try to dig into somebody that we only know a stage name for?
Well, when you're walking through a maze, aren't you supposed to follow a wall until you reach a dead end and keep going?
Left wall strats, yeah.
Yeah. Left wall strats. Been some mazes
We
before.
walk through the city only touching left walls.
Played a lot of games that have mazes in them.
Defiant Smiles spends 5 days walking through the city as if it were a maze.
We are
Occasionally
on day
there's
2.
like fruit and then ghosts that chase us. It's so weird.
Very important note is that you are, in fact, on the second day of investigation.
All right,
Should you succeed in solving this mystery within 30 days, one of your dear friends will not find himself imprisoned for any longer.
Yeah, I'm
We're
going
going
to
to
tie
get a-
cement blocks to his ankles and drop him in the ocean.
That's our kindest meanie.
That's his meaning. The hero.
He got us into more trouble than he let us know we would be in.
I don't think he knew.
I think
How do you
we knew he was a criminal.
We didn't know he was wanted.
Yes, we did.
You're the ones who arrested his boss for doing their crimes
Remember that
together.
he dropped off all of his colleagues and said, "Do you feel sorry for what you've done in your heart?" And he said, "Yeah, sure." And
All
we
right.
went, and we
I believe
went,
he said, "All right."
and then we said, "Can you drive a cart?" And then we hired him. That was it. We didn't do a background check.
We didn't need to. He was at the scene of the crime.
He was just quick, sweet and dumb.
We
and
knew
had
his
a weird
credentials.
voice.
We just chose to ignore them.
He shot at us and we hired him.
So,
This just now looking for you.
Like as chat says, like a mob boss.
so do you want to do cross-referencing here
See if he
in
was a
Sheltz
student.
and see if maybe the Wise was a student?
Go
Right.
make it a librarian and get them to tell us.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess we could do that. Because, like, here's my thing, right? If we lucked out now, if I am correct, which I usually am, we will find evidence.
She's been like this since we were children. We're teenagers.
We'll find evidence of some Aasimar with some amount of magical ability that was a student around the same time as this club.
Okay.
We have a vague physical description. Oh wait, is it Celia? What was her name? The girl from the elf girl from the Demon's Embrace?
Well, I will force
Bartender?
you to tell me.
The bartender?
No, not the
Marcia was
person you
Caleb.
flirted with.
You refer to the person that
I flirted with.
you flirted with.
Yes.
Everyone keep track of your own relationship points.
Yeah, you needed to write down who you flirted with. I didn't take notes.
I'm too busy focusing on figuring out the Lionheart's secret identity.
The Lionheart is that elf. You're referring to the,
God.
I believe she was actually a brown-haired high elven woman.
Celia.
Celia?
That was correct.
Well, excellent memory there.
Her name sounds like mine.
What?
But yes, I do remember her story. Thank you for pulling her name up for me. But what about her? Did you have a question?
She knew quite a bit on Corin, and I think she had seen him before, at least once or twice. So, if we can at least make like some connections and maybe bring her like a photo or something.
I mean-
not a photo, but you know what I mean, a drawing or likeness.
Worst case scenario, we ask around the Demon's Embrace and see
Yeah.
if maybe we can figure out other stomping grounds that he had besides
but
the Demon's Embrace.
We talked to Caleb, and Caleb had no idea, and Caleb's been there for a while. Sorry, I'm whispering.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, let's go check their records, see if we can find anyone of the right description of who's a bard.
But let's just say that I am a school. Am I going to keep physical descriptions of my students?
I mean, I don't know what kind of records they keep.
If they had like yearbooks of like portraits of all the students at some point in their like school career, that'd be really great.
You know he's a
I don't think a
bard. We
portrait
need
would-
Asimar.
I mean, a portrait would be nice because we know exactly what we're looking for, but we need a place to search for them, right?
I think this is the best.
Like, where
place
would
we
they
have.
be?
I need 5th level magic stat.
We're working on it. We have to do the hero thing to get better magic.
Yeah, like solve this case.
I
It's almost as
see,
if some god above won't let us become more strong unless we do things.
I see the suggestion to create a wanted poster. However, there's a few problems with that. Number one being that the wanted posters are not working for the vigilantes.
It's true.
You also do have access to the vigilantes, who
We
have
could
quite a
ask
bit
the
of
vigilantes.
information.
They're really
do we
good at
have
finding
a,
stuff.
Do we have a location on the Songbird? No one knows, right?
No,
No,
Where
she
they went?
she
went
ran
on the
away.
boat.
I know, but no one knows where
Yeah,
she
she-
went, right?
Probably to Dino Island, but
We can't chase her there. I caused a ruckus there at some point, so we
Okay.
can't go there.
can't go to Dino Island. Got it.
But so the morning is kind of waning away at this point.
We have
you've
to
been
do something.
planning. You've been planning. You're poring over your notes. You're you've borrowed a map from the innkeeper downstairs. There are so many empty plates from the countless meals you've had. Empty bottles of wine, I'm sure.
Do they have like a hall of records? Let's just go
Let's
there.
just go to the Hall of Records.
Yeah.
Why not? We'll find out. Maybe they have yearbooks.
Yeah.
Maybe-
Maybe they chiseled his visage into something.
Or maybe we can like find like in the school newspaper there were like renowned poet wins poetry contest.
Do we have any? Do we have connections shadier than the vigilantes? Yes, we do.
Ladrones.
Ladrones.
I'm sorry. You do.
We do.
We do.
Okay, I don't. I'm too shiny.
We'll introduce you.
Oh, you can wait outside.
So I must
I'll just keep my
I must
mouth shut.
insist at this point.
Yes.
What would you all like to do first? Because many of these options can be explored.
Hall of records.
Hall of Records. Let's go.
All right.
I'm
so
not
you-
letting go of Corin the Wise.
You're looking. Your goal is to try to find records over on the campus. Is that what you're
Yeah.
referring to?
Yeah.
So not a problem.
We're going to like the registrar.
Too.
Around midday, you're going to begin heading back. A little early to midday. Let's call it like 11ish.
Thank you.
You head out. It's a nice, relatively clear day outside. No sign of rain. As you pass through the city streets, it's a bit. There's still clearly a bit of tension with quite a few mercenaries and an abnormally large guard presence still defending the city. You all are aware that they are protecting it. Specifically, they're patrolling for the painter. Town is on high alert as this killer has slain a few high-profile individuals. But you do eventually make your way over towards Southminster University, passing through its grand gates and seeing the massive university that is held within the great walls of Southminster. Now, you saw last time there's several different larger structures in the campus. The grandest of which is a sort of U-shaped building in the center of the largest courtyard here. You've seen this before, and you would have heard a little bit of rumblings here that this is the Southminster Library, one of the largest libraries in the city.
It took us so long to get to a library.
I cry a little for Gwynwyn.
Well, luckily you're able to return here once Amanda returns as well. But so I want to know what I would like to know from you is you're not currently enrolled in Southminster. Well, you are able to get into the campus. You know that a library is typically going to have some amount of privilege to it. What is your plan of attack? Are you being sneaky? Are you going to go and try to just straight up, flash some badges at
Everybody,
people?
pin your badges to your lapels. Let's get in there.
All right.
We're on business from the crown.
Have you read a newspaper recently?
That's not a bad point.
We've
So
been all over
ensuring that your equipment is, that you have clearly emblazoned your silver badge, you're able to head in. I do want to ask, are you all in your normal armed to the teeth self? I know that's not the case for you, but are you clearly visibly armed for the
We just got attacked.
That's fine.
Definitely
I just want to know for,
Yeah.
just for reasons over here. Don't worry.
I'm gonna prestidigitate myself to look even nicer. Oh wait, actually, I'm sorry. I just remembered I have a thing I can do. I'm gonna use my glamour weave.
Okay, you can augment the colors. You can make things a little bit more reflective or
just-
duller.
Looks like a-
Specifically, we talked about the glamour weave can make the armor look less like armor.
Right, you can
Yes.
make your armor much more subtle.
Yes.
Now, a keen eye, so for example, a battle master like Silas would be able to discern such a thing on quick glance, or someone with a high passive investigation. But generally speaking, it just looks like you have foreign style of clothes. You look more like, particularly elfy, but not necessarily like you're armored as much.
I always look nice. I got dapper clothes.
Yes.
I just have a sword on my hip.
Okay.
These boots.
You look more like nobility in that sense than you look like a fully armored person.
Yeah, until I open my mouth.
All right.
Good luck. Get your toe sticking out of your boot because Ron will eat it.
Yeah.
As
You need to fix that.
As you proceed forwards towards the library, it has this sort of, looking higher up in the structure, you can see that there are these long, thin but curved arches of glass, a sort of like azure blue, bluish tint to all of them, seemingly to give light to the larger chambers inside. But when you get close to the whitewashed sort of doors, the front, they begin opening as you approach, some sort of magics animating them.
Fancy.
It's not long. As you're kind of walking through the door, you can see the beginning of these rows and rows of shelving. You see that further in, probably 30 to 50 feet out, you begin to see these jagged back and forth staircases that lead up to higher levels, each of them with these sort of gantries and gangplanks leading between small sections of stable platforms with more shelves. But it looks like inside of here, there's an oddity to it. I would say that Ismini, you've seen this sort of thing before. This architecture cannot exist without magic. The actual frame, the structure itself here appears to be quite magical in nature. As you are all kind of standing here at the front, no one immediately is coming to greet you. That you can see a number of students in familiar sort of garb that have walked around, tufts of scrolls and dusty tomes delicately being carried. You can see that most of the people here are wearing what look to be oversized gloves that have been placed on them. Not magical necessarily, but these like large, pale white blue gloves. The people who are working here, though, appear to have similar material on their entire outfit. Sort of a large, poofy, folded back hat, and like a very high-necked, almost like a turtleneck robe made of that same blue-white sort of material. It's poofy, loose-fitting.
Is there like an information desk or something that looks like it might be like that?
Give me a quick, you're looking for something in particular. Give me a perception check here, because I don't think this requires much intelligence necessarily. You're just looking for someone sitting.
A desk.
Yeah.
Where people are lined up.
6.
6.
Would you like help?
You're here with your party, kind of waiting here for a little bit, and you're not really seeing an appropriate place. This isn't a public library, and a moment later you just hear a little sound of someone clearing their throat from between two of the shelves just off to your left, and there you see a woman standing about eye level with you. She's got like this poofy sort of hair tuft pushing out from under her floppy hat. One of the workers who seems to be here. I say floppy hat, not like a witch's hat, more like, you've seen those, like the flat chef's hats. You know what I'm talking about? Kind of, they fold over, almost like a beret, but too big.
Yeah.
But she's like, yes, I'm not familiar with you. How can we help you here today at the Grand Library?
We are the Defiant Smiles, and we are working a case for Eltz. You might have heard of us.
We've been in the papers.
Yes, I was actually working on
Scoop, goop.
the organization of the archives. You have been referenced in a number of recent bits of literature.
Yeah.
Wait, like just newspapers or?
Oh, well, but I cannot. I'm not. I don't mean to brag, but I'm actually able to. I've been privileged to do some chronicling of not just the newspapers, but also some of the correspondence that passes through these great halls. Duplication is important when passing along messages. Now,
Rumors? Is that what you mean?
How can I pull every one of those? We're here for a thing.
Here specifically for
Yes.
the thing.
A moment, and she quickly, you watch as she begins moving her hands ever so slightly. She begins casting a spell. Is meanie because this is a spell you're familiar with. She's casting sending. You're aware of that.
Aggressive negotiations, indeed.
She doesn't seem to be subtle about this.
I'm not-
You hear
I'm not spelling
her
this.
quickly. She's cast the sending spell, and you hear the words here that she is speaking to someone known as Azata and informing them that the Defiant Smiles have requested access to the library. And she holds her finger up and waits. You see, this is human woman. You can tell when she's received the message back because there's like a little wiggle in her nose, and she kind of like shimmies excitedly. Oh, excellent. The head librarian would be happy to open our halls to you, though I must ask for you to comply with library procedure while you are here.
What is your name again?
We are all very familiar.
My name is
with library
Kestia.
procedure.
Pleased to make your acquaintance.
Hi, Kestia.
Kestia.
Yes, she's a human woman, relatively tall, poofy, curly hair.
You've been in dozens of
Walking
libraries,
through a
Thorn.
field.
Yeah.
Huh?
Walking through a field.
But now, I must insist, before you attempt to... This is not a common library you may find in a smaller estate of a low noble or an educational facility of lower caliber. The texts here often are quite delicate, and so I would ask that you request information. I will assist in procuring that, and I will, of course, secure you gloves for preserving the quality of our stock here.
You listen to what she's saying, guys?
Yeah.
Sure.
We
Now, I must ask. Did you really fight a dragon?
Yes.
Yeah. Actually, our companion was the one that slayed it.
He blew up a boat on it.
It's really cool.
It was really cool, actually.
I'm so sorry. That was unprofessional of me. I should...
We blew up a boat. Like, that's pretty cool.
Desperately exciting. Boats hardly ever blow up in stories that you want to sing about.
It's true.
That's true. Boats generally blowing up is a bad thing.
Now,
They're not usually in the air, though.
Yeah.
the library is
Boats
primarily...
don't.
Most of the work here is primarily focused on material related to both professors' work and the various academic routes here at Southminster. So magics, etiquette, history. We have quite a glorious wing when it comes to archaeology. Now, what is it in particular that we can assist you with?
We're specifically looking for student records. So who was here, maybe what they studied, whatever you have available on like different classes of students, like by year.
Perhaps any
Maybe a specific year.
or
Did we ever figure out
Range
like,
of years.
You
No, we
know
have range of
you know
years.
the years being
Okay.
discussed.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can do the math, but
Yeah, we do the math.
Yes, we
Yeah.
there's the dragons. We're not quibbling with the specific year. You want to inform her of
The range.
specifically? Okay, it's roughly a 3-year period
Yeah.
to a 5-year for the wider part.
And we know some things about the student we're looking for.
Right.
Well, if the student was affiliated with one of our clubs or intramural activities, that would make it much easier. But we do keep a ledger of the names of everyone who who is able to, of course, complete their tutelage under Southminster.
Is there any further, like maybe a description of them, or?
It is not uncommon for the well-funded organizations to charter a sketcher or a painter to produce a living record.
Gotcha.
I would love to look at the organizations and clubs.
Of course. This is quite broad, so I hope we'll work together here to do a little bit of
we know the
academic
sponsor.
sleuthing.
We know the faculty sponsor.
But remember that we don't think that he was actually involved in the club.
Yeah, but
He would-
he was the person who painted them.
You are a genius!
If I'm right,
Yes, we'll
Is
also look at
Nini,
I won't be
I would
right.
like you to make an investigation check with advantage.
that. Ooh.
As you, giving some of this information that you've gathered with the combined intellect of your friends, now work with
Combined.
Kestia to go and look through these records.
I'm really contributing to that intellect.
This is not the only chance. Don't worry. If you rolled poorly, don't worry. This is just representing a block of time.
22.
With a 22, now this is going to take a few hours of your time. The sort of request you had was pretty narrow and does require, it's not often accessed. Most students don't come here to write research papers about old clubs. Well, so taking all the information you have, you're looking for specifically a collection of students that studied, all right, well, perhaps L. And she just begins kind of walking
Yes.
through these different, she begins walking you through different areas. At one point, you get kind of caught up in previous Evo Ball championships. She just mentioned how the players who come to look at these often are rowdy and put things back willy-nilly. Kind of slows
rude.
things down every once in a while.
Rex.
Now, let's see here. You are...
Is his name Rex, or did I just...
was his name Rex?
His name is Rex.
Oh, okay.
It's either that
I
or
just
Chad.
thought you were just saying Rex out loud.
Probably Chad. Rex Chad.
Rex and Keeley.
Now, do you know the name of the professor that chartered the organization?
Yeah, what was that nerd's name?
See, I have the appropriate. At this point, she's pulled out a tome that is quite large. You see that she's taken this strange it looks like almost plate to you, Thorn, like a golden plate.
Eugene Conaday, I believe, is his name.
Yes.
10
Professor
points.
Conaday, yes. She takes this. The tome that she's pulled out doesn't. It's too big for her to carry, and so she's taken this like sort of golden plate, uttered a magical word for rise, and you watch as this disc lifts off ever so slightly up from the shelf and begins to follow the party as they proceed to one of the viewing tables here.
It's a floating disc.
Yeah.
Nice.
The disc levitates over the table, lands delicately. Well, yes, Miss Callister, I believe you had said.
Yes.
Would you... you have academic background? You, of course, are permitted here, and she provides you with these high-quality, though they look almost like silk, and they're definitely very soft on the inside, very long, past your elbows, these big blue-white gloves, so that you can very delicately touch this big tome. And it is once you've opened the tome that it becomes more obvious why it's so large, as each of these pages is tightly bound with some sort of metallic thread, canvas paintings that have been placed within it. Oh, Jazz!
Jazz!
I like that we have the same response to my cat. Ah!
So Siri.
She did this last time!
Yeah.
Yeah, you should.
My phone asked who killed Oswald Cappleberry. I don't know!
This is my impression of Jazz.
It's true.
This is a really good one.
The first portrait I would like to find in this book
Wait.
is Benjamin Hartwick.
Wait. As they're flipping through, can I do something before? Can I look over her shoulder and look for any familiar art style? We've seen almost half a dozen of a single painter's paintings. They have an art style.
Yeah. Match up the brushstrokes. Get real.
Yeah, but like,
Crime
yeah,
scene with
I feel like it's fair to say that. Like, they're flipping through the pages looking for anything of like, like that use of color, that.
So I like what you're thinking.
Yeah,
I think
know
it's also
don't
very
have-
difficult.
I think it's very difficult. I don't have any training in it. So
Well, the way this game represents that through proficiency. So what I would say is, because you're talking about recall and comparison.
Yes.
Okay? I think these are both of the purview of intelligence. Now, while I would accept an argument for wisdom, you'd much prefer the intelligence, and I think it's a fair
I'm not going
case
to
here.
argue this stuff.
Now, your role does not influence the original request. You're looking
Okay,
for familiarity. No,
Sorry for jumping on top.
no, it's okay. You can make your roll. You hold this. Give me a second, though, okay? So you can make the intelligence check. Good.
I'm holding.
Okay. Now, is meaning
It is held.
you're specifically looking for, you want to find this art, but if you can, you want to find
Specifically, the
Benjamin?
Asimar Benjamin artwork.
It's very interesting.
You know, the mercenary who's still alive, who would have access to multiple areas of Eltz, probably because he's been doing this for a long time.
It takes quite a bit of time as you're looking through here, as the pages are large. The metal sewing work, keeping this canvas in book form, is hard to work with, and you don't want to tear anything. There's a couple close calls. But eventually you see it. Just like what you've been shown in the past, you see that lovely courtyard just outside of one of the structures here at Southminster, and you see a number of students who are sitting in much more fine, they're clearly posed for this bit of art. You see noble ladies with like their I can't do it with this table here, but have like one knee over the other, and hands are just placed ever so delicately upon their knee. You see many of the men are holding one of the like lapels of their coat. They're all very finely dressed and such. There's something with your passive investigation as me, I will say there's something odd, but it'll take a closer look to figure out what exactly it is. Good news though, Benjamin Hartwick is in this. Now I'm curious what information you'd like to know.
What does Benjamin Hartwick look like?
Okay, taking a much closer look at Benjamin Hartwick. There's no roll required because you literally is a picture of him.
Yes.
Unless you have a more specific question than what I tell you. Benjamin Hartwick appears to be you can see that they have represented the small blue aura as these two streams coming out from his eyes. They're very almost like mist that is pushing outwards of his eyes. He has pale skin, and you see that the artist appears to have depicted glowing blue veins across his skin. So it's almost you can see the artist has done some really good work here, has actually taken the time, and you can see a bit of the blue light has actually been painted to cascade upon his shoulders and the collar of his shirt.
Cool, he's innocent.
The veins almost appear as tattoos.
Is what?
The veins almost appear to be tattoos. It's difficult to tell in the painting if you hadn't seen a more lifelike visage previously.
Yeah, but if you're going through the trouble of already wearing a mask somewhere to hide your identity and using a pseudonym and you're a bard, you could just also change your appearance slightly.
So, based on this depiction, Asimar?
Oh,
Yeah,
you
he's an
you
Asimar.
know
No,
he's
we
an
know,
Asimar.
we know he's an Asimar. We know
That's
he's
why
currently
Victoria
alive,
asked.
and we know he's a mercenary.
Gotcha. Okay. So you're trying to make the connection that maybe Benjamin is
Goran.
Goran?
I thought about it.
Okay.
He could
I mean-
easily alter himself.
Right, but
enough.
it was my easiest direct pull.
Gotcha.
And I want to apologize. I made one mistake in here. It doesn't change much. I misspoke on the color of the glow of his eyes. They glow softly golden. He has blue glowing veins and golden eyes.
Gold eyes.
I would have kept blue because I said it wrong, but I've told you that in a previous session already.
Yeah.
Okay.
That happened. Okay.
Okay. I'll let you do Colorless thing, then I have another thing, and I'm sure
Yes,
Connor's
and
got
you
it.
noticed with your passive investigation, you noticed something was off with the painting.
That's what I want to follow
What
up
was
on.
your question again, Clara? The
I was
result?
looking for art styles that
Similar.
similar to
This is a very hard task.
yes. I don't think it's worth bicycling because I think it's almost impossible for you to roll.
Yeah. it
I
is.
rolled
Just-
a math 20. That's a 17 on the die.
Yeah. It's hard.
Yeah. You don't want to take the 15% chance.
I'm at max right now. Might as well spend it.
You got money to spend. Throw your weight around.
No, but
Okay.
there is something distinctly different about the painting you're looking at versus the painter's paintings. So clearly whoever painted this does not appear to have been the person you're looking for.
Unless they've
Do we-
vastly
Changed their styles, or no, yeah, they'd have to vastly change their styles because of how distinctly different the art style itself is. It's realistic, but it's much less realistic. It doesn't look like it's meant to be perfect. The garden itself is curved in convenient ways to better frame the people here.
Do we know what Rowan looks like? Have we gotten like a
We
description?
could have gotten to an employee. He was a teenager.
Yes, and
I'm
you've
just curious if someone that maybe resembles him is in this painting.
The postman?
He was a teenager at the time.
No, so I don't believe you have a good view of what Rowan looks like.
Okay.
And Rowan, you are confident because there actually is the name. Everyone here is named in a small, stenciled little portion at the bottom of this.
Cool.
You know that Rowan's not depicted here.
Cool.
Unless he's under an alias.
I would like to follow up
Oh.
with the weirdness.
This is another investigation check.
Are you getting down with the sickness?
Before you roll those dice, can I have the bicycle? Thank you.
I've spent it.
I know. Are there any abilities, features, or spells you were using to augment this check? You have advantage on this roll, but I'd like to know because they can alter the DC. I almost put Victoria's bicycle into my box as if it was my bicycle now. That's absolutely not how it works.
If I cast haste on Victoria, will it make it better?
Ismini suddenly starts reading twice as fast.
I can't help. I'm not a helpful person for utility magic. Do you want to blow something up?
I can
I
light
got
the
you.
room better, so it's easier to see.
It is kind of dark in here. In the
It
library,
is
not in
actually... Yeah, it's actually relatively dim here in the
I
library.
cast dancing lights to give
She's
you
like,
better
oh,
view.
they're not igniting forces. It's fine. I'm so sorry. I get torches are forbidden in the library, and so sometimes I get a little jumpy around light. Thank you. I'm sorry.
Fire is the enemy of knowledge.
Fire is the enemy of knowledge.
Okay,
You've
I
read
love-
the philosophers.
No, it's just. It's
just a common saying.
It's just a common saying. At least up north.
Literally nothing to do.
I could change the aura.
You don't have to use something. I just was asking before you rolled dice.
I lit it up for you a little
I don't
better.
have anything that I want to use right now, but I am considering ritual casting detect magic later.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah, my arcane eye can't help you.
Oh, Connor's spinning a bicycle. Victoria, roll an additional die.
Y'all get rich and start.
Oh, it's worse.
Another one. I love this. I'm all for it.
Oh, no.
Spend these dice. Oh my gosh.
13!
No, roll again.
Roll again.
He already spent it.
I spent like
I'm putting a limit, however.
That's fair.
No more can be spent. It doesn't.
It's the same, right?
13!
You rolled higher earlier.
I rolled an 8, a 5, a 5, a 3, and a 3.
What I will
Jake
say,
is with us.
good.
Go away.
I have good news and bad news, okay?
Do you want some other dice?
The bad news is you're confident there's something else, but you feel the thought slipping away. However, you do notice one odd thing about the painting. It's minor, and if you hadn't caught this, you probably wouldn't have even thought to look for the signature necessarily.
Go ahead.
Connor, you're
It
quite
just
clever
popped
here.
into my head.
Is you do notice a particular person is missing, and then taking a quick scan around, going back to the little placard of listing out who's here, there is a name not pictured, comma, artist of this.
Iris.
The person who depicted this art is Gabriel Shoalpint.
Wait, what?
Ooh.
Gabriel Shoalpint, one of the
You're
members
right.
of the club, is in fact the artist for this particular piece.
My theory grows stronger.
Yeah, you're right.
I will say this. We've seen at least Iris. We haven't seen the other members of the club in person before.
Not many of them. No.
Tikalon.
No.
You saw Haleticia's ghost.
We saw her ghost.
Grab
Yes.
the natural
We
20,
know
17,
that,
Ugarod's corpse.
but I'm just saying, we know who was mean to Shoalpine, and Bumble
And Bumble a cars.
and Bumble cars.
Bumble. You can just call him Bumble.
Are any of the people who were mean or harsh to them painted differently? Perhaps more unattractively, more
That's a good one.
darker, like a shadow cast upon them.
Yeah, I don't know what you mean. Yeah, like are they?
Yeah.
Does anyone have angry eyes? Is what you're
Yeah, does
asking.
anyone
One
look
guy's
like
got,
the,
like,
the
the
painter
hair sticking out.
doesn't like them?
That's very interesting. Now, I'm going to ask for this. I think that looking this over, this is a big painting
We're like,
depicting
staring.
quite a bit of people. There are people. So the names I've given you are not 100% of them. But like you've gone through here, and others are like, oh, they would have left at this. They've been here for one semester at this point, even though it was the core part, or this is the tail end of it. So you can mostly eliminate a lot of these people. Kind of looking through here. If you want to give me a little bit more time, I'll let you make that investigation check. Little investigation. Oh no, Alilia Arendral, that was your question.
Yeah, don't look at me.
yeah. Oh, I would like to.
Yeah.
If you don't
Oh,
mind
okay, good,
spending
yeah.
5 more minutes in the library with me.
Yeah, you spend a little time here. You really look this over. Additionally, she's pulling out like extra notes.
Oh.
That is natty 20.
That's a nat 20
Yeah.
for investigation. 23. I'm not as good as his meanie. That's just my int score.
There's a shameful bit of truth hidden away in this painting. Dark, malicious, malintent. You gaze upon Iris Perkins, one of the stars of Southminster University. A brilliant woman with incredible talents who grew up to run one of the most successful guilds in Eltzian history. And someone has drawn ever so slightly just a little bit of dark shading right across her upper lip. Ever
I didn't
so,
participate.
Ever so slight.
Could
You continue along, and
Could I get permission?
there is a second person here who has a very similar form of mockery. Halatissa Dumer. Halatitia. I'm going to say that every way possible, so there is no canon response of how her name
Thank
is
goodness. You're saving me retroactively
Yeah.
for all my
said. Oh, I spelled
mispronunciation.
Bumble in a weird way, too. In my-
Can I get permission to cast a spell?
Roleplay it.
I would like to see if this document is in any way, shape, or form magical. Do I have permission to cast Detect Magic?
Oh, that would be fine. Detection of magical elements has no adverse effects on these sort of documents.
Beep, 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 beep.
I light up like a candle.
Ting, 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 ting,
Ding,
ting,
ding,
ting.
ding.
Everyone cast a spell? Connor's nodded into it.
You can do magic.
I'm just a cipher from Pillars of Eternity, guys. I'm
Oh.
gonna admit it. I'm just a cipher.
Pillars run on the channel when?
Oh my god, it's such a good game.
So, ting, 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 ting. This painting is not magical. You do notice that, especially around where you are, is quite a bit of magic. Most notably, the small platform you were sitting atop. The table and chairs have actually been placed on a platform. You can look down and see a lower level of this further, but kind of looking around, you're realizing that the number of steps you went up to get here don't match how far it would take to get down. There's an odd disorientation, and you quickly make a wisdom save as you become overly aware of the magic held in this strange extraplanar library.
I'm gonna remove that.
10.
20.
You're fine.
Okay.
You get a little bit
Thank goodness for proficiency.
you get a little bit wobbly, and you realize, right, you have to kind of like glaze over if you're gonna look too far into an extraplanar space that is non-linear.
I just misspelled the word mustache.
I spelled it the French way.
I put all sorts of extra letters in it.
The French way.
Okay.
The French way.
About adding extra letters.
So looking through here, you've learned a little bit of information. Nothing climactic, but you do know now that at least at some point, to some extent, Gabriel was relatively talented at painting, but also was excluded from the painting that they made, despite having quite a bit of money.
Maybe we can get a little more information as to his background. Maybe he was actually like a full-blown artist. What if you look into the classes he took? Maybe he just went straight art. Maybe that'll give us a little more insight.
If you'd like to inquire, those student records are a bit beyond what is typically accessible to non-faculty.
Could we maybe perhaps just make an exception for this case? We are doing this for the good of Eltz, and
I need to know how much you're fluttering those eyelashes at her.
Fluttering. Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
I even kind of got a little close. I'm like,
We can't take him anywhere.
Oh my god. Make a persuasion check. She gets a little flush as you get a little bit closer. She's I don't want to say cloistered, but she's in a library. She's
We cannot roll today.
It's not often that people come into her workplace and flirt with her. And well, that's not appreciated any job in the real world. We're playing Dungeons and Dragons, and it's a little different, I guess.
I will spend my last one because I want to do good.
No, I owe you one. Here, take this. Take
Oh.
this. I owe you one.
Sharing is caring, and friendship is magic, guys.
Oh, so much better.
Okay, good.
24.
Oh.
24
Last one was
is
13.
a success.
Yes.
I am not permitted. Lady Azada has been very clear about the particular rules, but it is important that rules are followed to the letter, for intent is an ethereal thing that someone has created. I am not permitted to provide you with the student records, though my array of knowledge has been made available to all of you. If you'll excuse me, I will have to receive Mr. Schulpint's records, and we can continue our conversation afterwards.
Thank you.
I give her a wink.
So, wasn't 2 successes. She can't fully break the rules for you.
That's fine.
As she goes off up there, you guys can talk amongst
I'm
yourself.
okay with relaying information.
He flirted with the librarian, and
Yeah,
she
but what are you
blushed.
getting for it?
She'll find
Sex.
She's gonna read them, but you have to be specific in your question.
Is smart.
That's gonna be the big thing.
Okay.
He hangs out with us.
She's gonna leave. It takes her about half an hour. She's going and reading through all of these records. Excuse me, Mr. and Madam Smile. I have I have completed my bit of education and would love to continue our conversation over the various knowledge that we have here at Southminster.
While she's gone for 30 minutes,
Sure.
I would like to
With you,
continue
Daddy.
down Elle's line of thought with like looking at painting styles.
Let's, like, keep
because there's a
looking
bunch
at
of
painting
other
styles.
clubs. So I'd like to just like kind of scroll through the book.
We could even look through if they have like anyone like student poetry from those years. We could look for similar like writing forms, like
Well, nobody's just writing threats in your book.
people have very specific syntax in how they talk.
20. What
that
are
wink
you
really
doing? What are you doing in order to sort of attempting to retry this?
But on other
Besides
things.
just spending time, is there anything else? Just looking through the book.
I think this is pretty
I am
intense
going to make
activity.
an argument.
Okay.
I, being the obsessive little twerp that I am,
You are an obsessive little twerp.
decided a long time back, as we discussed, that I was going to pull out the Oswald painting every day to desensitize myself to the magic.
You did.
I haven't just looked at these paintings. I have
Deeply
looked
studied.
at these paintings.
So because we did this earlier, I'm going to let you roll. I'm not giving advantage, though. You guys are working together on this. This is sort of your help is preventing the disadvantage she'd have for this reattempt.
Right.
You're making this possible.
Yes.
However, I would like you to go ahead and act for the purposes of this role as if you had expertise in investigation.
Which is another proficiency?
Yes, ma'am. +3.
+3.
6.
8. No, more than that for you, right?
Well, proficiency would be expertise would be plus
Are you not
6.
proficient in investigation?
I am proficient in. I'm not proficient in investigation.
No, but you have expertise in it. So you're adding
6.
6 to your intelligence.
Yeah.
Should be +11 for
Plus
you.
11.
The DC for this roll is 25.
Guess I rolled 25.
No shot.
Literally rolled
Plus 11.
Yes.
I was like 25. Is it 25?
Deeply
I closed my eyes. I didn't want to know.
she didn't want you to roll that blind. You let the force roll that.
We knew Starwave would come up again.
Sorry.
It's gonna
Gonna come up again.
It's gonna keep happening. That's why we need Amanda to come back and curb our enthusiasm.
It's fair.
You're looking through here for a while. Not all of these pieces, not all of these paintings have identifying marks.
Do we do this by?
What do you want more from me?
No. Do we do this by? We flip the page and we just all stare.
Yes.
Yes.
You are literally looking at painting.
You guys are staring, and Thorn is like,
Thorn is trying to read the minds of books.
We need to get you a fidget spinner.
Oh no!
The little cubes.
Little like keychain
it's just
thing.
a clicker.
Yeah.
You're gonna drive us
Just a pen.
nuts.
Someone get rid of him. He's clicking that pen. Sorry.
No, you're fine. I was actually clearing my throat, not making fun of you.
Did sound like we were being scolded.
No, I'm so sorry.
We all also straightened up.
As you're looking through here, it takes a fair bit of time as you're kind of going through, this tome of art, going through something that's not entirely your forte. You're not really artsy, and you're trying to pull up memories of an uncomfortable thing. This dark magical painting.
Yeah, McAllister.
I'm art adjacent.
My magic's torture. That's what we do.
I have good news and I have bad news.
I love good news and bad news.
We already know we passed the PC.
Augury.
You find a painting of
Augury.
oddly similar style. You see within this you see that there seems to be a club at some point that was dealing specifically in the recreation of artifacts through history. And you see what looks to be probably about a half dozen of these students who are standing around. It looks to be a combination of skills. So there are sculptures, there are like what looks to be sort of like paper mache, just these visages, these facsimile, that's the word I'm looking for. Facsimiles of different magical artifacts. There's a beautiful, in the center of the frame and being like held up by the students as they hold the thing longwise, there is what seems to be a sheathed sword. There's some sort of, looks like some sort of artifact that has been recreated. Not magically, but just a pretty replica for like a museum.
I make like models.
Yeah, they're making models of like famous things from stories or lost relics to history. No. But as they're all holding
Does it
this,
These
you
little songs.
with a 25, this is it. The time period's right. These are all from the same time. The bad news is we don't have a name. We have a number here. The number here, the donation number is 114.
Wait, what's the number of?
So taking a look at this and then kind of looking at some of the adjacent paintings here, it seems that some of the less funded clubs had services loaned to them or donated or charitably given from some of the more wealthy organizations of the school. This appears to be an internal sort of tag and not something someone was particularly proud to have done.
Well,
If only we had
if only we had somebody on our side named Castillo.
who had access to records if it's an internal donation, and they did mention explicitly that messages and activities should be documented well.
I got this, guys.
You got this.
The fate of Eltz is in your hands. Laurentius.
The fate of our dear friend Yosef is also in your hands.
Yeah, so we can put him in the tank tow.
So that we can get mad at him. Hey, no, we'll finally make him get his license to drive our car.
Excuse me, madams and Mr. Smiles?
Yes.
Now, we
I go
have...
by L most of the time. Just FYI.
My-
Actually, all of
My
the time.
apologies, Madam L. We have had a...
I'm allergic to authority.
I've had a bit of a break and availed myself of the wealth of knowledge we have here, and I believe you wish to have a conversation with me about that
We're
as I'm holding it.
Ismini and I are looking at this this painting. I think. Why don't you share with Thorn?
Certainly.
Do you know anything about these? We noticed that some of these paintings have donation.
Oh, it's sort of I'll admit, a bit of a black mark upon our university. Southminster prides itself on having students of low and high birth alike. There are some who have certain prejudices to, well, to be blunt, some of the highborn students have not yet matched their birth with their maturity. And as such, look down upon those who would offer charity to the less wealthy members of our school. It's often like in cases like these where students will donate currency or services anonymously, typically filing through one of their own organizations.
So, every donation you accept is it from a student?
It'll generally be from the family of a student if it's wealth,
Yeah.
but if it's in this case, it could have been that the designation here 114 would either be representative of a particular donor, a family, or could perhaps represent the chartered painter that was used for this.
Do you have like a reference, a key, something like that to figure
Sort of
out
record
where the
here
donation
would-
came from?
I don't have those particular records here, though I could speak with Azada to see who would have that. I believe the dean of the school, perhaps, but, well, it's a lot to ask. I need you to make me another persuasion check, Connor.
Mentally, I'm like, then ask. If I scream my thoughts at Thorn, he has to figure them
That's
out.
how it works, right? Connor, you get a migraine.
I gotta do it again.
You spin it, another
I
one?
have to. Yeah, this was so low.
I don't have any to help you with.
Okay.
I spent mine.
17.
Did you say low?
First one was a 3 that I rolled.
I will request Lady Azada speak with the dean and see what information we can procure about this this donation record.
Put in a good word for us.
Of course, you're Eltzian heroes. It's only right and proper.
And sometimes we're found at oh shit, the Defiant Duelist? Daring Duelist. Oh
Wow!
It
Shame.
has been
Yeah.
it has
Shame.
been a second. It's been a hot second.
It's been a second.
And I
You've been
have
thinking a lot about Star Wars.
It's not planned.
Elle draws her lightsaber.
On character.
You lost
If
that.
anyone's a Jedi in this game, it's me.
Let's
You
fight.
do the mind tricks,
You do
Is a
the mind
Jedi.
and he uses a sword that glows.
And I go
sometimes.
poosh.
My sword also glows.
Do you literally force push and mind trick?
Oh my god.
Whoa! Dude, and aren't you eventually going to be able
Pull
to...
over you guys. I'm playing Star Wars right now.
And I pull out my blaster.
We need to,
Shoot
we need to
for
get him.
Jedi.
We need to get him a blunderbuss.
In Star Wars, that would be Tomo Ladros.
Okay.
So she's gonna ask, and with that 17, it's only one success. It was pretty hard to get her to go to the dean directly or do anything. Bend the rules too much. But she's gonna go and request the lady in charge of the library to actually put this formal request in. It's not normal. They'll have to actually. I will have to take imprints of your badges in order to fulfill the request.
You can have whatever you want.
I wasn't sure if this was something that you were trying to keep more private. This sort of request, if I'm performing an imprint, would be made record here in the library.
I think
Oh.
more of us coming out and knowing that we're hunting this person is probably not necessarily
Yeah,
a bad
we
thing.
kind of announced it to the general public.
It was in the scoop.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You
it was
read
in
the
the
scoop.
newspaper.
Everyone reads the scoop. It's in a rag, but it's a cheap rag.
Yeah, but we've been in jail, so we haven't gotten to read it.
Oh, you simply must.
We were busy being charged with crimes.
Christine is my spirit person.
Christine's great. We should introduce you to
We
sometime.
should introduce you. We're like friends. And we've spent the whole day together.
We aren't. You've met Christine Cooper?
We literally saw her yesterday morning.
Is she actually one person? She writes so many stories. She simply must be.
That theory again.
She must run around with simulacra.
She,
But I've said too much.
she is one of the most prolific writers I think we've ever encountered.
I don't think she stops writing.
Yeah.
A
And I
mad
think that's
Stephen
how she
King
does it.
energy in that way.
Yeah.
She just sort of always is going.
Yeah, it's a stream of consciousness with that one.
Billy Flum.
And then just kind of cuts it down.
Really, Gustave Flaubert. Really.
Okay.
Yes.
Excuse you.
Bless you.
It's a very French forward episode we're
I
having.
know we're.
All right. As you
Still
make
set.
your way, further, sorry. After getting this information, do you have plans on what's next? So she's gonna put in a request, but it's gonna take a little bit of time.
Okay.
And if there's anything we do to help you out, to repay you for your kindness,
Oh no.
perhaps we could just give you Thorn's work schedule. Do you still have a job?
That's
Like, I don't know if I have a
I've-
job still.
Yeah.
I've been quite polite,
Still
but
have
that's
badges.
improper.
What? The place that he works was almost burned to the ground. Coco agrees. There was a murder inside. Like, they'll close your.
Why would you invite her there?
So you're trying to get her to come over?
Yeah.
She was offended by the implication of I'll give you his his home address. That's
No.
what I got out of that.
I like she
The
said.
place that we go hang out all the
frequently
time.
either at
It's like getting me
Demon's
to the coffee
Embrace or the
Demon's
Daring Duelist.
She blushes.
You're more than welcome to.
13 shades of crimson. That's improper.
That's way worse than what I said.
What's wrong with the Demon's Embrace? I had a great time.
We're on
while
the
I was
other
there.
side of the bay, dude.
They have people go there who sing in their night clothes. Or worse, exposed.
Have you been to the beach?
Have you been to the beach?
Let's go to the beach.
I,
Let's get away.
I'm no sailor.
Wait,
You
you
should
don't.
try it sometime. It's freeing.
You'll get sand in my boots.
You
don't
can
wear
take
boots
off.
to the beach.
Yeah, you take off your.
Take it all off.
Was I like this?
Yes.
God.
Yeah.
I was. Oh God.
I'm going to.
I know how
I
to
must
break
go
glass.
and. I will submit your request. She's taken the wax imprints of each of your badges. She asks you each to sign, and the request is now out in the universe here,
Still
guys.
signing Oblivion.
My signature is real bad.
It's gotten a lot.
There's a T in it now,
Hey,
though.
It's gotten a lot better. Since you signed an
E
official.
is not backwards.
And there's no more smiley face.
There's no more something.
Kind of miss a smiley face.
Get bored halfway through. Start doodling.
You just draw. You
You
just
have-
draw Ralnor at the end of it. Yeah.
You know what? I mean, no disrespect. So you know it's gonna be bad.
Oh,
You
no.
have a really long name for somebody who couldn't read or write.
I didn't pick my name. Well, I did, but
Yeah, I was gonna say Connor picked his name. I'm not a DM.
Thorin might have a middle name, and he just doesn't know how to spell
I
it.
remember.
It's too long. It's in Elvish. Oh no.
Mom picked that.
So
Oh, no,
knowing
we're
that
fourth
Kestia has a
cousins
bit
twice
of work,
removed.
I'm curious what the plans are next for the Defiant Smiles. You could just take a few days and wait for the response to go through.
No.
No.
Do you
What time is it?
It's mid-afternoon.
Oh,
do you
Let's
want
go
to
with
talk
the
to
Demon's
her?
Embrace.
Okay, I like that.
like 3 o'clock.
No, like tonight. Let's go to the Demon's Embrace.
okay.
Well,
tonight.
yeah, it's not to get over there. We have to leave Shelt.
Oh yeah.
It's not super hard for you. You have money of your badges. We can kind of hand wave that a bit.
Yeah, great.
Cool.
So what are we doing? Anything early afternoon, y'all?
Actually, something
Can I
we could
stop
do.
by the blacksmith shop?
We
Check out
haven't
my
talked
Excellent
about
idea.
Wow.
Let's head back to the Little Luck.
I've not shown up at the Little Luck in a while. I don't have shifts. It's fine. Except sometimes.
Except sometime.
Let's go ahead and jump ahead. I would like 2 gold pieces from the lot of you for the course of the ferrying. Now, you make your way back over to the West End, walking familiar streets, and honestly, seeing a lot of bright, smiling faces as you pass through. People much more familiar with you, your legends and rumors of what's happened here.
Thanks, Trooper Heavy. Also,
Oh, Heavy!
love Heavy.
Actually, hi, Heavy. Now you know what my face looks like. Heavy's actually a friend from online. We've been talking about the Legion homebrew stuff we've been working on. The custom calculator and everything. It's been very fun.
I also just really like heavy, so.
Yeah, I got really
Also,
excited. I was
I didn't
like,
mention-
it has to be a Star Wars reference.
He's also named after your favorite character
One of my
from
favorite
Clone
characters
Wars.
from Clone Wars, yeah.
One of, yeah.
Yeah.
There's so many good
But also,
characters.
yeah, hi, Heavy. Thank you. Sorry for that little interruption there, but you make your way through some familiar streets, bright and shining faces greeting you everywhere you go. There's a couple of points where people are calling you over to their little stands and just saying, fruit! No. No. Like, people shoveling some of their wares into your hands. There are people who are excited.
Disrupting my
You
ability to understand.
you absolutely... A woman offers Elle bread, and Elle has no idea what to offer her back.
Is it free now?
Laurentius,
Not forever.
there is an older... there's an older, like, half-elven woman who comes over and wreaths you in, like, a trio of these long, multicolored scarves. You can see she sells just fine fabrics and such. It's like she has dresses and these sort of long robe-like shirts.
Worried expression on my face. I mind link with you, and I'm like, are we married now? What happened?
No, you're good.
I need you to make me a history check right now, Laurentius.
What color's the scarf?
4.
Laurentius, that old woman might be your wife now. There's a moment you genuinely consider. Oh. What happened?
It's Mickey Mouse.
No, but she absolutely. This woman is like alarmed for a second. As you hug her, and she's just, oh, and she just gives you a big old hug back, and she's just.
Wait, what color's the scarf?
Oh, so there's like it's the central one of the main one of these is sort of like a long orange scarf with this very it's not quite repeating pattern. It looks like it's almost telling a story without anything too firm on it. It's just this long, pretty thing, clearly handmade. The ends just kind of turn into threads almost.
Is it big enough to like wrap my face if I wanted to?
You could do it. It wouldn't serve as much of like filtration, but it would cover. You could use it to obscure yourself. It's the excuse me, largest of the three. The other two are very thin, almost like the width of a tie,
Okay.
and are just decorative.
Cool. I will definitely keep the thick one.
You also would not assume that these things would handle like a person's weight necessarily. They're just regular, pretty fabric.
So suspicious of you, Connor.
What do you mean?
Going through the streets, you continue making your
There's
way
trouble
through
with
here.
the scarf on.
Yeah, there's always problems when you put the scarf on.
But eventually,
Shared.
do you smell it? That burning, that smell of different strange salts in the fires of a dwarven forge. Tufts of smoke billowing out of the little luck forge as you approach its main entrance. Who's entering first?
Probably me, because I'm... Yeah, me.
I'm gonna be hot on his heels.
You open the door, and for a moment, there's worry. No one is here. As it's opening from the back door, coming in from the primary work area, you see a familiar face, Finjan Lucksmith, short dwarf. You can see that he's recently shaved down the center of his head, pulling back into these like small stripes on the sides. You can see he's covered in thick soot and dust from the work he's been doing today. Little cuts and bruises all over his hands as he's pulling off the large leather gloves. You've come for my work?
Yeah.
All right.
I actually brought you a present, too. And I take off one of the thinner ones and I give it to him.
All right. Puts it aside. I can put it to use.
Yeah. Dab your forehead.
Hot.
Quiet.
That was supposed to be an icebreaker for you.
You'll take a moment. Can I have a bit of your patience?
Yeah. You're so fucked.
Lassie, stand here.
Yeah, I stand.
You walk up towards the center of this room is, if you
Try to
remember,
stand up tall.
is a massive anvil. There is a large. The sides of it are blackened iron, but the top, with all of the strikes to it, has revealed this like hard hard forged iron. So there's this bright silver on top. Hand.
This is my right hand. It's my dominant one. I'm trusting you.
Place your hand upon the metal. It's still warm. Did you just pull it back?
I was just gonna put it back in my lap. I'll leave it out for dramatic
Place it
effect.
upon your sword arm on the anvil. He turns. He takes a few steps back towards the door. Opens it from opens the door into the workroom he was just in, and returns with a hammer in hand.
Okay.
Now, I've got an apprentice, allegedly, who came by promising to do work, to take a load off my tired dwarven's shoulders. And instead, she gets herself locked up in jail, gives me a grand total of less than 3 days of work in the past 3 months, and then dances on in here. Well, bam! And he strikes the iron on one edge of it. Your hands. Now, I need to know. You can contest. Or you can just tell me. Did Illilie pull back?
I jumped a foot in the air.
He strikes a solid
Dexterously.
foot away from you. He strikes the anvil.
I'm sorry. I was in
genuine.
jail. We got caught up in all this. We were in the woods.
A sword arm fails you when you're tired. An army fails you when they're bested. But your word only fails when you don't hold yourself to it.
I promised to make someone something, so now I have an extra obligation to come by and not get thrown in jail.
Good.
Cool. We also, someone tried to just blow up our house.
Oh no, you'll be working the under furnace for a while.
Oh god. It's me, help me.
You made an obligation.
Miss Callister,
You have an obligation.
pleased to see you again.
Yeah. Somebody said, I'm gonna go to Eltz and get a job. Another job. 2 jobs. Real smart. You've never worked.
I've only had one job. It's this one.
You have 2 jobs.
You have 2 jobs. You're a mercenary.
No, that's my fun side
You
thing.
technically have 3 jobs.
Now,
actually.
Connor,
Being a noble is
I
not a
do
job.
have,
That's not what I'm talking about.
I would like to confirm with you.
Yeah.
There are
Wait, there are
2
2.
main options that you could have commissioned. They're not terribly different. The breastplate versus half plate.
That sounds terribly different.
As a quick reminder,
I know the difference.
this is actually someone actually did a very good post on this recently online, talking about the difference here. But a breastplate is essentially what it sounds like. It is the armor. What it's supposed to represent is essentially the armor that connects from your waist up to your neck without sleeves. So there's no pauldrons or gauntlets.
Right.
And half plate, typically, you can think half plate is often worn by cavalry. They don't wear.
There's no leg.
There's no legs. No.
Tassets.
Yes. Now, with this actual piece, a bit of extra work was done. All right. He goes over and he returns to the workroom and comes out with a beautiful leather box. You can see he's visibly sweating. There's both in his temple and on his arms. You see veins busting out as they're quite heavy.
The Rex work.
He places it down, takes the fine rag, and begins just dabbing off some of this. He's like a handkerchief. It's pretty, and it's decent material. He could clean it. It's gonna ruin it, but it's fine. You can see how blackened it is, just wiping because of the sweat and the soot, he's ruined it already.
My wife gave it to me.
Stop being scared for a moment.
As he places it on the anvil.
Lay down on the floor.
All right. Well, thinking about how some of my friends used to travel, there's oftentimes you've got to be bold and charge ahead, and oftentimes you've got to sneak behind enemy lines. And so, as he lifts the top of this beautiful box he's got here, revealing on the inside, there is this black, sort of a velvety kind of substance that is used to actually perfectly nestle your armor is nestled within it. You can see that the armor itself has been forged in such a way that it it's quite muted in certain respects. It is not as angular as a lot of dwarven work often is, and was cut specifically for your dimensions. So do note, sharing this armor will be difficult and require refitting. Adamantine armor is particularly resilient. This has two major mechanical benefits.
Okay.
The first, as you'll notice, is there is a brilliant breastplate. You can't help but notice two pauldrons, each of which seem to be multi-part. The lowermost level is where the adamantine is, and the upper appears to be more of a decorative layer that can be placed on top of it. The adamantine is in like a sort of a triangle guard for your shoulders, and there's also a set of gauntlets that have been placed here. This armor can be used as a breastplate or as half plate. Now, it does take the full time for you to don the additional pieces. Additionally, this adamantine armor, because of the flexibility of how it was designed, sacrificed a little bit on the durability as opposed to certain other pieces. While it is not +1 armor, once per day, when you receive a critical hit, you may treat it as a normal hit.
Okay. That's what I was looking
Yes. Now, if you come about a fair bit more of the stuff, perhaps I could reinforce that, make it a bit more hardy. But I did what it could. No offense, son. You're a bit too lanky for a full set at the moment.
Fair enough. Thank you.
Practice your breathing exercises. The under furnace is quite smoky, especially when I run it hot.
I'll be back soon.
You're going to be put into a 3 foot by 3 foot by 4 foot room.
Yeah.
And shovel
Yeah.
coal.
Yeah.
It's going to be rough.
Yeah. It'll help that final fire vulnerability I have.
Yes, exactly.
You know, the thing where I'm more prone to be damaged by fire. It's a great quality in a blacksmith. I'll be back. I have to
Anything
make a
else from me?
helmet. I have to make a helmet. Also, I lost my sword.
You know what?
I mean, not the sword I make. I still have that one, but the other.
Good, the damn
sword-
thing's not finished.
I know, and I have some pieces for it. But the thing is, the other sword I was using turned out to be, well, I knew it was a religious artifact, but they made me give it back. So I don't have my cool sword anymore. I have the sword I made that is less cool. So.
Well, I'm sure your less cool sword would have appreciated a bit more confidence from her master.
The other sword, dealt, holy damage to things. You have, that's cool.
Bah! I want a blade made of steel!
Okay, do you think I could put, an Evo gloves, little trinket things in a sword? Because I just found out these
What
things
in the
exist.
nine hells is an Evo glove?
I don't know, really, but I will bring you one.
There's this extraordinarily cool sport for really smart people.
I think you could use it for smith.
I don't like sports.
I'm with you.
High five.
Ah! No, he absolutely just kind of awkwardly slaps your hand back. Just sort of I've got work to do. If nothing else, shove off.
Bye.
You've paid your dues already. If you need any adjustments, you'll come by. Try it for a few days.
Try it out.
Looks nice.
Thanks.
And if you hit the ale too hard, I'll give you some gut adjustments as well.
He's telling you to bulk.
I guess I need to.
Strength is found down here. He gets very
If you
excited.
want more
slaps his
armor, you
belly.
need more body.
If you want more armor, just get fatter, and then you can cover more body with
I said
armor.
bulk.
Just figured it'd be hard
There's
to hit
many
if I
ways to get larger.
turn sideways.
You're built.
You're starting to disappear.
Different. It's been a little bit of time, but you want to don your armor?
Yeah.
It's harder to hide here when it's in half plate. It's going to be pretty difficult.
I'll stick with the breastplate for now.
Quick reminder that half plate imparts a disadvantage on stealth, but breastplates don't.
Right. Which
So
is
that's-
why I wanted the breastplate.
Yes.
But I like the half plate option.
It is 14 plus up to 2 dexterity is the base armor class of that.
So it stays the same.
But it looks
But you're
cooler.
immune to the first crit each day.
Yes.
Also, you have
Love it.
adamantite armor.
Yeah.
It's also very hard to sunder.
Yeah.
All right, so I believe you all were talking about going to the Demon's Embrace after this.
Should we, actually, I have a thing that I think might be quick. I think we should hire some people to start fixing our warehouse. We could just put money and have the construction going
Okay,
on
sure, why
in
not?
the background while we do other things.
Great, let's do it.
Cool.
Sure.
How do we do that? I know what we do. We ask Adon.
Okay, let's ask Adon.
We'll stop by the Smiles. Really quick.
Heading up. You're not terribly
We're waiting
far.
for it to be an appropriate amount of time at night to go to a nightclub.
Yeah. Not a problem. You're able to head off back
can't.
towards the west gate area, make it to the Defiant Smiles headquarters. Whoops. Headquarters. I was.
We're in Germany.
New characters coming up, we just don't know it yet.
As you head over to the headquarters, doesn't seem that anyone is training in the yard today. You're able to quickly make your way through the angled front gates of the Defiant Smiles. Little keep here, little structure. And inside, you see working at the low table, not behind the high counter, Adon Castillo. At the moment, you can see that he's wearing a simple white shirt, and that folded over one of the chairs is the red glamour weave that he normally wears, as well as his armor is not in view at the moment. But he is sitting, writing. You can see that he's just got you see him dip his pen and continues to write a series of documents as he's working. Doesn't seem to have noticed you've come in.
Got a desk job these days, huh?
Yeah, things have changed a bit since becoming Guildmaster.
I am
He
sorry.
turns and you see the gold badge emblazoned on his chest.
I'm sorry for getting your boss imprisoned.
Our collective boss imprisoned.
I'm guessing since you're here, you've learned something new about the painter?
Working on it.
We got a pretty solid lead.
Not
All
bad
right.
for day 2.
Most of the new recruits are off, they're tracking down, they're on a mission. But nothing major.
I have this sense that our friendship with Adon is forever changed.
I think that we let him down, and I'm really sorry.
Yeah.
What do you need, guys?
Elle,
Why am I
you had
talking?
this great idea.
Oh, we don't know anything about the way the world works, unfortunately. And
That's a really unhealthy way to talk about yourselves.
You'll understand better whenever Elle explains. Elle, your idea.
we would like. Why are you too funny? You know I can't.
I'm very confused.
Okay.
What do you want?
It's fine. We think that we should start repairing the warehouse. And we don't know how to hire a construction crew to do that.
You watch as Adon, one of your close friends,
There's always just
He-
growing up. There's just people around that
just sort of like steeples his hands. Adon, you've seen Adon. Adon, like, he's a human, bald. He used no. I don't know why I said steeple his hands. He can't do that. It was a terrible way of putting it. See, he just kind of strokes his beard. He's got this big brown beard, bald head, tanned skin, and you see that he's just like. You all live in the Barrows. You live in the district where most of the workers in the West End are.
But you can't just like walk up to people and say like, "Hey, you want to?"
There are
Like,
like,
how do you know if they're beautiful? This is why the guild.
there are
system
like
exists, I guess.
5 carpentry guilds within like a half mile of your warehouse.
We use miles and Elle.
You're looking-
Got it.
This Miles like, no.
Since
I've been using kilometers the whole time. That explains
Since-
so much.
since Silas is our
I see.
carpenter, can we send him to go just hire some people?
Can we
to
maybe
help
just
out?
send him money?
Yes,
Money.
if you'd like to
Okay.
have your non-present party members work on getting things started, that's absolutely
Do
fine.
you have a recommendation, Adon?
Yes, let me.
Like maybe guilds tend to work with other guilds. Sort of like a
Maybe.
Yeah, let me.
a
networking.
guild rate.
Yeah, if we can get a guild rate. Yeah.
Yeah, I think the previous guildmaster has records of everyone who worked here on this. He stands up and turns. Takes a little bit of time before he brings out a recommendation, which you're able to take from him for one of the local. There's a masonry guild, so you're gonna need a lot of stonework, and there's a couple different carpenters that are recommended that are close by. Not a problem. Sorry, chat wanted to know what a Adon looked like once more. So the yes, the Adon emote is in chat.
Yeah.
Now, Adon seems tired. It's hard to just read anger from him. He seems exhausted from his recent change, his sudden thrust into a leadership role.
I'd like to delve further into this.
Yeah, is he-
And really get a good beat on.
Is it animosity towards us?
Yeah.
How are you doing that?
I'd like to think back on our previous. I mean,
Subtle spell, detect thoughts.
oh, I was
Okay.
gonna try to
What?
argue for
Are you-
insight.
I mean,
I'm not going to delve deep. I just want surface level thoughts. How he feels.
What is the last thing you want to say? As this is kind of happening, what is being said? I want to know what I'm bouncing off of.
Oh, I was just like, I'm truly just gonna ask him how he's doing. Like, it's been a couple days since we've seen him.
a lot has happened.
As Adon is as he's sitting here talking to you, he's half paying attention. But the surface thoughts, you see a very familiar face. You see Sophie. You see Sophia Rolemnon.
It's not about us.
Just ever so briefly, and there's something kind of odd about it because she's facing away in his mind. Like he's seeing her walking away.
She arrested
Are you pushing further, or are you staying surface?
I don't want to push too further. I just want to see surface level.
Kind of going through here. There's some level of annoyance, just like, what else do you need? What else do you need? I have to get back to work. He is stressed. He's in a new role. Something's bugging him about Sophia. He doesn't seem like there's some annoyance here, but it seems like whatever's going on is not mostly about you directly.
She did arrest us, and ostensibly him as well, right?
She did arrest him. Like,
Yeah, she did
period,
arrest
flat out.
So she arrested her good dear friend,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
who's never
I'll
done anything.
I'll drop it after that. I don't think I need to
Okay.
look anymore.
Don't overwork yourself, Adon.
You gotta do what you gotta do.
Remember,
No, you don't.
stand up every hour for about 15 minutes. Take a walk. Take your break.
Adon,
Drink water.
do you actually take walks?
No.
I feel like my
We spend a lot of time walking
my
around the city
cardio
every
is
day.
way better than yours.
He doesn't even run a 5K.
I don't. It's a lot of running. It's a lot of running, to be honest.
It's like a normal amount of running.
Too much running for the morning.
All right. Well, we've discovered that we just needed to go to a carpentry guild to pay carpenters to fix the carpentry problem. I told you that
I was gonna prompt you guys for a roll, and they were like, "We're gonna go to a dawn."
it was Clella's idea. I'm like, you can commit to
Wow,
this.
on blast.
I mean,
But
you were
when-
there.
Hey, can I send money towards the carpentry cause while I'm being bullied in real
Uh,
life?
We have too much party loot. We need to spend some of our
I
party
have
loot.
400 platinum on my person. I would
We
like
have
to know.
31,000
Will-
party gold.
We'll talk a little bit about the cost of that off air because we're gonna go on a quick break,
Okay.
and when we come back, our party is going back to the club.
Hell yeah. Club
We
it.
love
We're
clubbing.
returning to the Demon's Embrace to
we
learn
got out
a
of
little
jail.
bit more.
2 days later, we're back in the club.
All right, you stay right there. We're gonna go
Don't move.
fill up our drinks. Don't move.
Be right back.
Go do it. Ralnor
No.
will be furious.
Go
He'll be
also.
so sad.
Go also get water.
You're allowed to move for
And
water.
get up and stretch.
Maybe not a 15-minute walk.
Hello, we're back.
You didn't move, right?
Ooh, wait, did you move? Everyone berate the ones who moved.
Incorrect.
Why would I do that?
Because they moved and we asked them not to.
I told them to get water. I did the opposite of
Yeah.
you.
Get water, go pee.
It's not their fault. They had
Take care of
conflicting
yourself.
orders.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm sorry. Sorry for berating you guys.
That's
Stupid.
parenting for you.
I'm not a parent. I'm a child. You're a child until you're 33.
Oh, cool. So I'm still under that umbrella?
Yeah.
Sick.
Sometimes Sometimes I think my thoughts before I say things.
I was worried that the camera was slightly further over. It was just my bottom right here. It's like, welcome to my hot tub stream. Oh no, that exists now. All right.
The internet.
I'm flipping
The
it.
internet.
Flip that. I need that. For
Do
later.
not clip that.
Flip that. I need it for later.
Forbidden. You will lose a bicycle.
Are you gonna start writing our donators on your arm and shit? That's what they do, right?
Yeah.
Moving
I don't
on
know
from
anything
Twitch
about
culture.
this. Apparently y'all do.
We're gonna jump ahead a little bit later in the evening.
We
Now,
a little hot tub stream.
Yeah.
you guys are heading out over to the Demon's Embrace, which it's a fine establishment.
Can I ask a question to the party before we continue?
Sure.
What are we doing?
Should we dress hot before we go?
No.
I need to know how hot is everyone?
Prestidigitate or some artful smudges, perhaps. Okay, we're gonna.
Tactically speaking,
Okay.
why are we going to the Demon's Embrace?
I think we're going.
This
to...
was your suggestion originally, before the session started.
Did you want to ask more people about Coron the Wise, and see if anyone has any more like details or leads on him?
Listen. Can I just tell you right now, the reason I don't trust Coron the Wise is because of Fire Emblem. It's just...
That's a bad reason.
But we've been chasing this lead because he was so short. You're telling me it's because
So,
of Fire Emblem.
Worst case scenario, we just have a good time.
Okay, we're taking a break.
I'm gonna go flirt Rasilia because I get dumped by a princess. Let's go.
I'm just gonna ask everyone, hey, what happened to Coron the Wise? And if they're like, who, I'm gonna move on to the next group.
Yeah, let's go make some friends.
Smooze, make money, lose money.
Okay, we're gonna chase down this lead.
Yeah.
We're gonna ask about Crown the
We
Wise.
have something pending. We have something on the back burner.
Right,
We
got-
can
check
ask
out
about
this.
people from the club that came there, perhaps.
Right.
But subtly. I just won't talk.
Let's just be forward. Why can't we be direct?
Because I will sound like I'm interrogating people.
Oh,
I mean, that's just what I do.
then maybe.
Yeah, but they like it when you do that. You have that kind of demeanor.
They do like it.
I'll have to address that in therapy.
I missed it. Someone subbed in chat. Thank you so much.
Oh my gosh, thank you.
I don't know who did it, but thank you. We appreciate it. I saw the number change on the
Thanks.
screen over there.
I missed it.
We don't
Me in the feed.
today we don't have our dear Alex over here, so we don't have anyone running behind the screen. So I do apologize for us being a little slower on chat responses here tonight. So, Victoria, does that mean you don't want to go?
No, I want to go. I wanted to talk about our tactics before we did it, but without our usual 30 minutes of planning.
Sure.
It's our usual
We've done-
tactics. We just kind of fumble our way through it.
It's been somewhat charming,
Yeah, let's do it.
the fumbling. I mean,
Yeah. Everybody likes a good fumble.
Let's go. We should have invited Adon.
Maybe a tumble.
yeah, he could probably use a tumble and fumble.
Oof.
Adon.
Oh, yeah.
Can we invite Adon?
Needs a release.
Retroactively, please.
No.
No.
No. No, you may not. I think that's the dice decided here. And Connor.
The party members
Both
are like,
of them.
no.
Both of them were like, no.
We didn't think of it.
Yeah, well,
He's
he
got like actual responsibilities now.
seems like he's heartbroken.
His responsibilities are you guys. You realize that?
Yeah, it's a problem.
That's the hard
Oh,
job.
Yeah.
I know.
should we give him a room in our house to compensate? For
I don't
the-
think
He
he
has a
wants
house.
anything to do with us.
We need to give him
Adon
space.
lives in the Defiant
I think
Smiles.
his relationship
Yes,
to us.
I know
now-
he lives in Defiant Smiles, but he
I think-
can't go hang out with his little buddy anymore.
Yeah, I think his relationship to us now is this. Like.
Yeah, we need to give him space.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, his crush / non-girlfriend arrested him
It's
and
our
threw
fault.
him in jail, and it was our fault.
Yeah.
We
he
were
was
solving
thinking
a
about
crime.
it.
He was.
Yeah.
We committed a lot of crimes to solve crimes. We have to recognize.
You have to
that.
commit crimes to solve crimes. It's
That's
known.
Not how.
What do you think the police do? I'm sorry.
It's not how that works.
Okay, well we're on the straight and narrow path now, so it's fine.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. We're going to a club to interrogate people. Let's go to the club. We're on the straight and narrow.
This interrogation. We're just asking questions. Making
All right.
conversation.
Making your way back to the Demon's Embrace. This you got this I don't want to say red light district because there is also one of those here in town, but you head over to this. It's got the large outer walls. Once you've waded through the line, made your way back inside. You've been here recently. It's not been that long
It's
since
like
your last
yellow
time.
light, PG-13, not R.
Once you've passed the outer gates, you do see the inner structure again with these 25 foot tall artistic renditions, like etchings into the wall of various performers and just famous folks who've been part of the Demon's Embrace. Several of which you see are these tiefling men and women who have there are lots of appropriately placed arms and tails covering all the red light bits.
Is there like a set list? Do they have displayed outside?
No, but if you'd like, you can speak to the half giant who is actually working the front, the bouncer.
Just
Effectively.
curious who's performing tonight.
You look like you got a question.
Yeah, who's our acts tonight?
Making you a prejudice roll real quick. Oh no! Oh no!
Oof, those never work for Thorn.
Oh.
Sorry, I'm having a hard time hearing you. What'd you ask?
Who are the acts tonight?
Ah, what did you put in his hand?
Gold coin. 4 more gold coins.
5 gold pieces.
Yes.
Ah, sorry, I couldn't hear you over the music. Yeah, they're, I'll be honest. If you're here for music and not for other entertainment, tonight might not be the night. They got someone who's kind of cycling. They have a bunch of the girls are singing this one piece they brought in over and over, just like an audition.
Okay.
And that's,
Nice.
Oh, the lyrics will get stuck in your head. That's for sure.
Is it a good song?
At least the first
It's a little sappy for me. But honestly, my hearing's fading off.
Kind of leans back into the wall, jingles the coins, puts them into his pocket.
When he leans against the wall, is there just like a display that says what's happening?
No, but you kind of. But this whole time you've been hearing this sort of almost siren-like call, long notes, this like very slow vibrato coming in, almost purely choral. What's going on? Like at this time it's like a woman's voice who's just singing these long tones. It's hard to make out when you're outside because there's lots of people who are waiting.
All right, well, we paid our entry fee, I guess. So
Yeah,
let's go.
Yeah, let's go
You'll
inside.
go ahead. You've been here before. You go through all this process. You bribe the bouncer to tell you what's happening inside rather than going in.
No. I
wanna
bribed
know
the
if there's
bouncer to
more
make
than
him.
one act.
Not punch Thorn.
Yeah, I didn't want him to. I didn't want my friend to experience racism. I'm sorry.
A little late for that.
Heading inside, you see a couple of.
Small.
You had to pay somebody to not be racist.
You see things are a little bit different than the last time you were here, as the. It seems that the stage itself has been widened since you were last here, but there are still seats arched around the front main stage, where men and women are sitting and looking up at what looks to be a single singer who is performing a piece as you enter. There are also other men and women lined up further back in the stage. It appears that they're queued up to take a spot. And you see sitting in the center of the room, because of that role I told you about earlier, Connor, there is a masked man. I got my 20.
What are we gonna do in the club?
I guess maybe we're doing interrogations.
Throw hands.
She's gonna tackle him right out of the gate.
You can't.
As you enter, you just hear
Negotiations.
He grapples.
once more you
Battle
hear
Master
the
now.
chorus ring out, "Be lost, beloved." It's just this long,
Guilty.
beautiful song, and you hear as this woman crescendos into the end. You can see those purple sort of like curtain's a terrible way of putting it. Just long flowing. it's kind of like toga-like, where it's just folded pieces of cloth more than it is a dress draping down. You could see her. She's just breathing in deeply. She's just had this incredibly long piece. And the man sitting looks up, shakes his head no. She turns and walks to the other side of the stage, visibly upset.
Is there anyone?
As the next person, a man, approaches to
Is there anyone
sing.
else sitting with him, or is it just him?
No, he's got a chair apart, but other people are just observing and watching the performances tonight.
Okay.
You can see that it seems like you've come on a slower night, and it's not super late yet. So right now, there seems to be like auditions almost happening here.
Go confirm with Caleb.
I'm gonna look for Celia.
Okay.
And I'm gonna stand here and watch Corin the Wise.
I'll
Be
saunter
subtle.
over to the bar.
Or not. You do what you want.
Squawk is in the rafters.
Taking
Okay.
a quick look, you do see a familiar face standing at the counter. Caleb. Ah. He returns, and now shining in gleaming armor. How can I help you tonight?
I actually came for a few drinks, and it looks like it's a little slow tonight. What's going on stage?
Oh, well,
People normally wear masks in here.
you've seen our celebrity of the evening. You were quite curious about him last time you came, if I recall. And as for drinks, in the morning, are you more Bloody Mary, or what is your drink of choice?
Bloody Mary is definitely a drink of choice.
Excellent. I'll keep that in mind.
Can't take you anywhere. You got married today.
Married, flirted with the librarian.
She didn't put a ring on this finger. That's all I'm saying.
She gave you
She put a
Scarf
scarf
on
on
that
that
on
neck.
this neck.
You didn't put a scarf on this neck. If you like it, then you should put a scarf on it.
I don't know how to translate the single ladies to dance.
If you like it, you should.
Plilla. You just do the neck.
I'm not doing
Oh,
that.
it really hurt. I didn't like doing that for a few seconds.
So did I get laid?
You haven't gone laid yet in the campaign, as far as I know.
No, he made a pun. Clella,
Yeah.
pay attention.
I am
But he's gonna go ahead and begin serving you some drinks. A couple gold pieces off your sheet if you're getting some really nice stuff from him.
Sure.
Plus whatever you're tipping. Yes, that is our oh so elusive Corin the Wise. He's bitter since I've last seen him, to be honest with you. He's always been picky, but well, he's not particularly charitable with any of our performers as they're singing his newest tune.
Why do they call him the Wise? And I'll pay for the drinks and throw an extra 5 gold on top of that.
Oh, you're too kind. As he kind of continues, Caleb kind of is just explaining that it seems like a lot of his performances come in 2 main pieces. There's the songs, which are beautiful and very well done, and often tell stories. But also he does these sort of I don't exactly have a word for them, but it's sort of there'll be a few different performers, and there's costumes, and there's a whole grand tale, and they sing the entire time. It's delightful, really. It's like are you a fan of the theater? Imagine like a Gliara special, but with more pizzazz. And, of course, accompanied music. And he describes to you a musical, specifically something like an opera.
Okay.
And a lot of his stories are philosophical, tall stories, but mainly, I think the wise comes from how he speaks after his performances. But when people are... Did something... I'm going to hold off for you two for a second.
Keep
I'll
going.
just-
Sorry.
While I'm having this conversation, I'll just.
If you're not quite as intoxicated, he'll seem a little bit less wise.
I see.
But I shouldn't be catty just because he's a little bit grumpy as of late.
Can I just mind link with his meanie real quick and just be like, confirmed that's our man? That's Mr. Wise?
I'm telling you in my head, I'm considering going into the bathroom, casting a spell that I learned called Alter Self, and turning myself into a blue Aarakocra and asking for an autograph.
That could work.
I thought if I looked similar. Not the same, obviously.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, I got drinks here at the bar.
Oh no, I need to be
Let Elle
sober to...
know.
Did
Should tell Elle.
you? I'm not a part of the mind link.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
Elle, drinks.
What? I will wander over for drinks.
Yes, as you look for pretty ladies, you eventually are
I'm
summoned
looking
over.
for a single pretty lady. Thank you very much.
Unfortunately, you aren't
All
able.
married.
You aren't successful here. Yeah, there's honestly a bunch of just non-elves, and it's
Oh no, we came on couples night.
yes, everyone here is paired off already. You came too early, I guess. Everyone's here for the wings, of course, as it's known. But you're able to kind of gather the party together a little bit. Victoria, is Meanie actually going to attempt that spell? That you were
No,
talking about?
not yet, but I'm watching. I am studying.
What are you doing? I'm asking for doings.
Do you want to just hang out at the bar, put out a vibe, and then wait for him to leave? And then maybe we can tail him?
I think we should hang out for a while and perhaps pace ourselves some of the drinks and see where the night takes us.
Yeah, just order like
Just act normal.
seltzers. Make it look like it's like a vodka drink or something.
Yeah.
All right. How long would you like to spend just drinking at the bar?
Oh, well, I'm studying this man's body language, the way he moves. I want to see.
He's sitting in the chair
Coordination.
listening to music.
Is he doing anything with his hands? Is he looking around?
Sure. You're
Is he how does he look at people while they're singing? How does he look a neutral face whenever people are gone?
So the mask itself is
He's
pointed at the top, curved on the sides, forming like sort of a football-y shape. You can see that it's somewhat gilded, a small like gold-like finish. He's wearing those purple like toga-like markings, but he does have what looks to be small golden threads that have been woven into his somewhat. You can see dark skin, and he's completely bald on top with just this soft glow coming off of his eyes.
What color glow?
So this is why I apologized earlier. He has blue eyes.
Okay.
Can people tell when you detect magic?
Can you mind link with him?
I can detect thoughts, and I can mind link with him.
You should detect thoughts, not mind
You should
link.
detect thoughts.
But no, don't dig deep. Just sort of give me.
It would be
surface.
really interesting to like watch if there's certain like people who come on stage that he reacts more to, like certain maybe if we can sort of piece together features that he likes, a taste or a preference.
I have another natural 20, by the way, Connor.
Hopefully he's not a...
This performance is particularly noteworthy. The person who's come up looks to be a half-orc man, pretty young, you'd say, like roughly your age, not like, so, you know, probably in his early 20s, early to mid-20s, and you see this orcish man comes and in a low, you know, an octave below the previous performer begins singing out this song, bellowing and just performing this piece. It's like a sort of somber affair that eventually has these jumps and leaps towards the end before long, vibrato-heavy notes. Be lost, beloved. And at this point, in this particularly good performance, there is a nod, and you watch as he pulls one long bit of fabric off of his arm, just begins to bind it.
Can that be when I cast Detect Thoughts? Subtle spell
Sure.
on him?
As he begins binding this, now you get surface level thoughts. Is that the
Right.
correct wording?
Emotions.
You just hear. They all try so hard, and their passions are obvious. This is the sound. This is the sound of the song in my heart. As he begins unfurling this fine bit of cloth to mark the this particular singer, he then continues gesturing for the next person to come forth.
How closely would you say I observed the body of Halatissa? How much do you think I paid attention to what she looked like?
You were there for a while. What's
okay,
up?
cool. I would like to go to the bathroom. I don't want to be exact, but I want to be like a close cousin as I cast Alter Self. Okay, but first I need to know the layout of the room. Is there any space to walk behind the stage where people are auditioning?
Yes, but you have no idea if there are people backstage.
No, not
like a
back.
theater.
Okay, but my point was, is this a stage that is up against
It's
the wall?
on the wall, yes.
Okay, so
and
it's
then behind
not-
it is backstage.
It's not circular. It's not circular. I'm trying to figure out if there's anywhere in the corners of his vision. I'm gonna work into Squawk and get like an above the view as well because he's in the rafters. I want to get a good layout of this room because I want to see if this man pees his little pants whenever he sees somebody who looks really close to Halatissa walking around in the building.
Okay. You've spent some time here over the last hour or so, hour and a half, staring at this man.
I'm observing. I'm watching the audition.
I think we've been. I would say we were
mingled.
trying to be subtle. Like we're not trying
Sure.
to stare at.
I'll
the
ask
guy.
for that retroactive stealth check from the party.
It's just we came to watch him. We wouldn't just stare at him from the bar.
You doing it?
I think you guys came to talk to him. Yeah, make your stealth check, please.
Nope, that's exactly what I expect. Hang on. Let me see if I can rescue this. Nope.
It's always rough when you're trying to check for the is it cocked? Please be cocked.
I deserved it after everything I've said.
19.
24.
7.
Okay.
I'm just creepy.
You do catch as you're listening to the thoughts. You do notice every once in a while that he's kind of looking over as he just kind of he's got this odd sort of feeling about him. Like, what was that? And then like the music would take him and he would just turn back and listen
The
for a
camera
while.
focuses on his mane and just like,
He's right behind him. Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Something.
All right, so you're not turning into Halatissa. You're just turning into someone who looks kind of like her.
No. I want like I want
just turn
I want
into-
dimples and a beauty mark, and my hair to be 2 inches shorter.
Okay.
And I'm gonna go. Just walk.
You're gonna just walk in front of him while he's up.
Not on, like in front of the stage or anything like that, but I'm gonna walk near the stage.
How long does your ability last?
And I'm
Connor?
going to drop a
So,
cup.
A minute? Are you using it again?
I can use it again.
And I'm going to drop a cup.
I'll do it again. Fuck it.
Laurentius, as the glass shatters, crimson wine bursting out in all directions. Several people turn their heads. You actually hear for a moment the music. Ever so briefly, the singer stops, distracted, quickly jumping back in. This is their moment. You might have ruined it for them, but as Corin turns over and glances, all that you detect is shh from his mind as he looks at this visage of Halatissa adjacent woman and turns back to the music.
My point of having dimples and a beauty mark and hair slightly shorter was just so that if somebody actually knew her and I was walking around, they didn't stop like, oh, Halatissa. Like, I looked very close, but not perfect match. So,
Okay,
yeah. A cousin.
sure.
Cool. I'll go back to the bathroom and drop the spell.
Has Celia been around in a bed, Caleb? I'm curious. I just got out of jail, as you may have heard.
Oh, darling, I understand the desire to corrupt the nobility. I completely understand.
Oh, so she's noble.
I would never share information, but, well, we've all heard about you.
I don't know what you mean.
Got you all at the talk of the town. Please, you haven't noticed all of those couples on the floor taking a glance over at you and your friends?
Very subtle.
Yeah, we have really subtle energy today.
But as you kind of talk with Caleb a little bit, she's just not here tonight. She comes on by, but she's not come here for, she was coming here for a time, but then seems to not be finding anyone to speak with and has left for a bit.
Oh.
Do you think it's...
She should have read the papers. I was in jail.
think we should just go up and talk to him, or do you think we should just?
I'm scared of doing that while Victoria's gone.
We can give a second. If you guys want, we can give a second as Victoria. Victoria stepped away. We don't. It's not a problem.
Other than like following him to wherever he's staying, I don't know what else we can.
What I will say is we're getting close to the end of all of the auditions. You probably have 3 or 4 more, so about 15 more minutes
It's
or
getting
so.
more crowded.
Yes, the night is getting more lively. You see more people are coming. There's an absurd number of strange and exotic foods imported from all around the plains.
Is there anyone doing the stylus? Is it still going on? Is it still a thing? The locks. I'm sorry.
No one is doing the locks this evening because I rolled a 2.
Oh.
Oh no.
There's a
Already
new
out
dance
of fashion.
craze.
But people are getting it's getting a little more rowdy in here as the auditions kind of stop. You see that there's some performers who begin bringing out these instruments, getting ready for some of the more big music that they're going to be playing here. As people are kind of excited, you see some of the nobility have come. You see like a nobleman who takes one button off the top. You see
Scandalous.
all sorts of men and women who've brought out their fun, bright, and colorful finery. Streaks of like color that has been splashed on, some poofy sleeves, all sorts of just fun little exciting things. Maybe you should normally wear around the town. Not everyone's wearing the way they should. People are,
The lighting in here is great.
the lighting is so good. And you also do see that some of the people who kind of emerge as things are getting busy here. Some people who actually work here emerge wearing their like purple silks and come with these small palettes of powders and creams and lotions and just everything to make you feel pretty and beautiful. It's delightful. You've been here before. Makeups, oils, massages. This place is incredibly. It's a place of decadence.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, you put a pillow down for the Coco?
Yeah.
Excellent.
What do you think? Should we just ask him questions directly, or
Perhaps
should we
introduce
wait for him to
ourselves?
leave?
I don't think we should wait for him to leave, but I think we should obviously wait for the auditions to be over.
Sure.
I have
Yeah.
Squawk in the rafters to
Okay.
help trail.
You wait a couple more minutes, and finally, at long last, the performances stop. It seems about 3 people received one of these finer silks that seem to have marked them in some way as he was doing this audition.
Was there... Did they all sing in different ranges?
Yes.
Cool.
Individual? You mean individual between those
Individually,
3? No. There were 2 women and 1 man.
Okay. I didn't know if he was like collecting like a tenor, a soprano.
It's a clever thought, though, Clella. So take
It's the key to the mystery.
As he finishes, he waits a moment for one of the people who work here alongside him to pass by. You're close enough to hear. Excuse me. One of the usual, please. The woman bows ever so slightly and scurries off to go retrieve his wine.
Can I try to clock her on the way back and maybe ask her if I could deliver the wine?
It's actually, I do work here. Please, if you require assistance or wine, I could fetch you another.
Oh no, I want to make a good impression when I meet him.
Uh-huh. Make a persuasion check, you sly dog.
23.
Okay.
I
Persuasive.
rolled the digits.
There are plenty who I can assist. Do be sure not to spill it. And she hands you the tray. No! My instructions were clear. Stop vibrating at me. I don't appreciate it.
We have an icebreaker.
Cool. We've got an icebreaker. Let's go.
There could never be too many people delivering a single glass of wine.
Let's stay a little further back.
All right, you head on over and eventually are face to face with a seated Corin. There are chairs nearby, but no one has been sitting directly next to him.
I believe this is your wine.
Yes. Thank you.
Pull up a chair next to him and sit down and be like, Laurentius Thorn.
You watch as he looks at you through the small slits in this mask, brings the glass up to an otherwise featureless form, and drinks. You watch as wine disappearing, and the glass itself pushed ever so slightly
Yeah.
as he sips away. I don't get it.
No, my brain just immediately. He just pours it out.
He just looks.
Does not break eye contact.
At that point, you know he's a serial killer.
Like, immediately,
My wine!
it's like, I'm thinking.
Oh my god!
My wine. Yeah. It just pours it out.
Pouring the
Oh,
wine.
right.
The image came to me so vividly.
Oh, okay.
I want
looking for the-
to thank our dear friend Crystalline for the sub. We do appreciate you dropping by.
Thank you.
Thank
And
you.
Victoria, you know who that is. That's our dear friend Brenda.
Oh, hi!
So wonderful to have you drop by. We do appreciate it. But he just has a mask that's an illusion to
Yeah.
keep his identity secret.
That's a fun trick.
My apologies. I had some thirst after that. I am Corin, and I'm pleased to meet you.
Pleased to meet you. I'm sure you've probably heard of me and my consorts were of the Defiant Smiles.
Well, I don't believe they appreciated the epithet.
One of them did.
Yes. Your friend
Spoilers.
has been... I apologize. Your friend has been staring at me for just under 2 hours now.
I think she's curious what's behind the mask. Why the mystery?
Well,
Let me know when I
despite
can come over.
despite the fact that the mask is for secrecy, the reason for it I'd be happy to share. Well, the trade that I partake in is not one that my family approved of, and as such, I went far away, just in case an extra layer of security was most appropriate. Not everyone can appreciate spending your days writing music and encouraging other artists.
I'd love to introduce myself now.
We're
Are you just on your tippy toes
we're
behind?
meeting like
No, I'm waiting for like a sign that I can come over.
I look over.
Okay, fine, I'll walk over.
Corin, nonplussed that you just came over to talk to him.
I'm gonna give a little curtsy whenever I get there. Just say hi. My name is Meanie Callister. Sorry for staring, but as you know, there's a lot of crazy things happening in this town lately, and
Of course.
I don't curtsy.
I felt like
No.
it
You're wearing pants.
Yeah, I don't ever wear pants. I do always wear pants actually, but I wear a skirt over
You
pants.
curtsy. You're like hello.
I
hello.
have my cape that I always curtsy with. It's part of the cloak that I have. Cape on the bottom.
It is nice to meet you both. What was your thoughts on the performances tonight?
Half work was really good.
Yes, I think he was a remarkable talent to be found here. Don't get me wrong. I believe that nearly all of them who performed were quite incredible this evening, but I was looking for a particular sound.
It's hard to capture the sadness of the song.
It is easy to be filled with joy.
Hard to be filled with despair.
It is. And sometimes that is exactly what people are wishing for. There are nobility who've never experienced hardships, who want to have a taste of it. And there are those who have suffered difficult lives who want a chance to commiserate in it.
I didn't want to interrupt your thing, but could I have done detect thoughts when Elle asked that question? Or
Ooh.
engaged
When
in
I
that?
started talking about how sad the song is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Subtle spell, obviously. That'll be my last second level spell slot.
Subtle spell is surface thoughts. He does immediately. There's something about when she says that it's sad, it's like a. He notes that she's perceptive somewhat, that she was paying attention.
Do you think
But
I
there is a real sadness here.
think I should probe deeper? I think I might.
I wanted to speak to you.
Before you continue, I need to know the answer. Connor, are you doing that right now? Because it requires a save.
I will. Yeah, no, I know.
Oh.
You hold that dice like it's a gun.
I'll give it. I'll give it a
I
few
roll my
beats.
die.
Yeah.
I want to do it before the spell ends, but not right away.
Okay. You say when you're doing it.
Cool.
We pause the conversation at that point. Deal?
Cool.
You'd wanted to speak to me.
Yes, so it's been all over the news. It was a whole big kerfluffle. There is this information about somebody who's going around and harming people.
And how can I help you with that?
It's less about help,
Nervous.
and it's more about protection. We're of the opinion that a lot of the people who have been targeted have been in some way, shape, or form associated with the arts. Oh, we're of the opinion.
I could barely hear you.
Yeah, we're of the opinion that a lot of the people that have been targeted are in some way, shape, or form associated with the arts to some degree. And I have this concern that people who are notable in such ways, such as yourself, are going to be targeted. And it didn't feel fair for me to listen to 2 hours of this beautiful performance.
You needn't worry. The people I spend most of my life with don't even know my face. If anyone were coming for me, I think it would be quite difficult.
I don't know if you realize this threat is above what I think you might be expecting.
Well, it's for the best that I have no real enemies.
Probe deeper.
What kind of save am I making, and what do you get from this?
Wisdom save, you're on.
Disadvantage. I don't care. I don't care if you got a nat 1. Disadvantage.
Chloe, what are my results?
So the first roll was a 1.
Okay.
Second roll was a 2.
Okay, well, that is the most worth it bicycle I've ever spent.
You cursed the orange die. I truly believe it.
I couldn't let it go.
What do you get for further information for doing this?
Okay, so if it fails, you gain insight into its reasoning, if any, its emotional state, and something that looms large in its mind, such as something it worries over, loves, or hates.
As he says, I don't have enemies. There is a sense of confidence there, in that he does not believe he's in danger. And you see a form, a hooded figure. The figure who is present in his mind. Well, I don't believe you've seen directly. This sort of hooded, cloaked figure sitting there, large, sort of this gnarled, what is the word? Tarnished silver ring with a large green stone on it is there. Just kind of twiddling with it. Is present in their mind. There's this you see this figure, you see this general sense of a lack of fear. But you're still probing. It lasts for a while, does it not?
1 minute.
Okay. So we'll continue talking. We'll have to pause every once in a while in here.
The
I'm
threat.
not in danger here. Eltz is a city that has been very kind to me.
We come in good faith because this threat has a way of finding out secrets that it seems impossible for other people to even unearth.
Some of the references, as you've heard, this is a painter.
Why did you come here just to... Because you thought I in particular was related to this danger? How many performers, how many songwriters, how many singers, how many with art etched on their heart are in the city?
Ugarad was killed.
We're gonna have to talk, aren't we, Connor?
So,
You see 3 individuals in his mind together. You see Ugarad. You see a masked man. You see this man. He's himself in this point of view. And you see an Era Cochran beauty. Vivid feathers transitioning from this black, almost black blue color all the way down to a blinding blue-white at the tip. It kind of just glows brighter and brighter as they proceed further down each feather. And you see that Ugorod is sitting, drinking from a tankard. You see that Corin is writing a long series of these sort of like, he's just writing out music. You recognize this vaguely as sheet music. And the songbird, this woman, this Eric Cochran woman, is singing along.
Is there any, like, can I make out what she's singing, or is it just kind of like muddled?
This is, you wouldn't, do you speak Draconic?
No.
Okay, she's singing in Draconic.
I don't.
Speak Draconic. It hasn't come up yet.
It's like, I'm not sure of your languages. You spoke to a couple dragons in Draconic,
Yeah.
and Dragonborn speak Draconic.
Yeah. Maybe it's been a long time. Whatever it is.
We're that was a pause because I can't
Okay, yeah.
have two conversations at
Yeah.
once.
As part of our investigation into this threat to Eltz, and it seems to be the art community at large.
I'm so sorry. I'm not a warrior or a hero like you. I simply write songs. He does not think this is a threat to Eltz or art. It's only a threat to those who wronged her, is what he thinks.
The message left. This was my next sentence with, I don't know this. This was my next sentence. You have to trust me. The message left at the scene of the crime. The message left at the scene of the crime stated, or more asked a question. Where is my songbird?
Connor, I don't want to roll this. I don't want my evil DM hands to touch this roll. Okay?
Okay.
Do you want us to roll it?
Yes, I would like you to make me
I don't have any
just
more.
a luck check. You want to roll high.
God. And the well has gone dry, boys.
Your cup ranneth over.
Yeah.
We
That's
used
IS.
7.
We don't have any more.
We don't have any more. We're out.
Roll good.
I have the power of friendship.
I rolled
Can I-
6.
Can I utilize the power of friendship?
Can we all hold hands?
Can we all hold
It's okay.
hands on a star?
It's okay. That's one success. Each of the successive 5s we're going to be a little bit better. As you say, where is my songbird? He is already familiar with that question. And what he sees specifically is a memory of his, where he watched a dear friend walking down a pier after saying her goodbyes with Ugorod towards a large ship. You watch as this woman is led by Ugorod to the boat. She turns back, waves towards people at the far end of the pier.
She's in the boat with Ugorod.
Ugorod doesn't get on the boat. Ugorod escorts her to the boat. She walks up onto the boat itself. The figurehead, beautiful in the gleaming sun in his memory. And she boards the vessel.
Is the seal something, right?
Is it?
The Howling Seal.
Howling
It is, in fact, the Howling Seal.
Like it's seal
She did ride on the Howling. She did ride on the Howling Seal. Yeah.
Ugorod turns, walks back, stone face, grim. None of that joy still on his face as he walks back. The memory fades past. Things, whatever dangers there are, well, there's always the Volcar and the guilds. Crown will handle it.
We're the crown handling it. And we're.
No, I'm not hurting anyone.
If you don't care to fear for your life, I guess that's your choice.
I have no reason to be afraid. I write music and play it and perform it.
And others were architects and postmen. And
Crap! God, Chloe, you're so good at this game.
I knew it! I told you. Also, Victoria, you're a genius.
I knew that he was guilty. He's going to court.
Except we can't go to court and go, we read his mind.
Yes, we can. It's legal.
The postman deserved it. You hear him, and you once again see that hooded figure. And probably more relevant, is you hear the name Rowan. He thinks about it. He was told about Rowan
2 days.
and decided Rowan deserved it.
He's not wearing a ring on his finger, is he, right now?
No.
Okay.
I want to clarify. Hooded man, masked man, two different things.
I figured. I
Yeah,
just
yeah.
wanted to make sure.
He has a memory of him talking to the hooded man.
So he knows who it is. Right?
Yeah.
That's what we're getting from this? Cool. What is more than... Are they working together? Is that what it is?
Two wrongs. I mean, innocent people. Artists, normal people who weren't hurting other people. They weren't mercenaries.
I have no way to help you. If you need me to compose a sonnet, I'm your man, but
I mean, we won't say no to a sonnet.
I would be
You
happy
offer?
to have one of my aides here write you a bit of a. I'll add you to the list. It's not a problem.
Okay.
I'm not sure how much more help I can be.
I think we need to follow him.
Maybe you can let us know one day if you need our help.
We're around.
Sorry, that was out of character, obviously.
Yeah, obviously, yeah.
We'll be around, but I couldn't in good faith know that I'm investigating somebody that's harming artists and not at least warn
I
the
would be
ones that I know
sure
of.
that anyone who's doing harm is doing the wrong thing.
Then we're agreed.
What about those?
Did you want to? Sorry, did we hand over the wine?
You
Yeah, we
did. At the
did.
beginning. I
Poured it over
at the
his
beginning.
face.
I know. I'm so...
His mask is like...
Don't get
dripping
me
wine.
started. Brains are tricky things.
So yeah, I'm gonna gracefully exit this conversation because it's not really helping. We warned him.
We left our seltzers back at the bar.
We shouldn't
Of
drink
course.
those.
There's a fishbowl
Yeah.
at your table.
There's 5 straws
You
in
left it
it.
unattended,
5
guys.
straws.
You can't do that.
I put a
Oh.
napkin on top of it.
You put a napkin on top?
The
It's a
napkin-
plastic seal.
Caleb, you were watching our fishbowl for us, right?
Nah, Caleb's busy.
Caleb would probably be the one.
I'm just gonna end the conversation by just saying, while we're looking into this, we couldn't just not warn you. If there ever comes a time where you need us, let us know. But we'll let you have the rest of your evening.
I'll retire shortly.
Should I, like, put a hex on him so we can find out where he's at?
You would have gotten from Caleb. He stays here until he drifts
Not
away.
Caleb, Mr. Corn.
No, I know.
Yeah,
Corin
Corn
stays
stays
here
here.
until he drifts away,
Gotcha.
then comes back when he wants. This
Yeah,
is
so we have to-
where he's at.
We have to wait him out.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cool.
You
So we have to-
relay.
Yeah, of course.
And we go off and
This
whisper.
guy is shady as fuck. If you didn't already know.
Day 2.
I told you the postman. I was so right about the postman.
You were very correct about a postman being important. He was
You were
odd.
also correct about the lead. So. I was so sure that Corin the Wise was a red herring that Matthew threw at us.
So you know that Corin has apparently met with a hooded figure. Now you don't know the hooded figure,
Did you
painter.
get a sense of scale of the hooded figure? Perhaps how tall or short they were?
It's Corin
But
Fear.
Lilia has seen the ring you described before.
Your memory.
Well,
Can I
and
jog
si-
my own memory?
Sure. Actually, just a quick reminder: the first painting you saw, there was a flashback to when the painter infiltrated the.
Yeah.
Who's wearing that ring?
So he shares a ring. Or he's one. There's two
What is
painters.
it?
Yeah.
No, Corin doesn't wear the
Corin
ring.
doesn't wear the ring. What are you
painter
talking
wears
about?
the
Oh,
ring.
the hooded figure wears.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
The
Okay.
hooded figure
Yes.
is
Is
probably
the
the painter.
Cool.
Yeah, it's
Yes.
You've seen-
Oh, I know the
you've seen
hooded
this
figure is a
before.
painting.
Yeah, they're just different people.
Okay. I just didn't know if the. Never mind. It's stupid. Continue.
How many rings are there? Are there 10 rings?
No, I just went like.
just one.
Have we? Was it
For
on?
the elves, 5 were forged. It was 3. It's 3. It's 3 for the elves.
Y'all are
So-
nerds.
5 for the dwarven lord.
And of course, we say that, but they weren't.
9
all of them were
rings.
forged for the elves,
Yeah.
but it didn't really work.
Yeah.
And so the problem is if you give rings to the dwarves, well, they just put them in a pile of treasure, and you attract dragons, and the dragons kill the dwarves.
Well, yeah, and then like you give them to men, and then they just get all hanky.
Well, so the rings of power, what they actually did was they just give you, they extend what you already want.
I don't care to engage.
No,
with Lord of the
it's
Rings.
wild. We're just talk about Lord of the Rings.
Not my time period.
It's not.
Let's talk about let's get into the Maiar right now.
No.
All right, but you
Jesus.
Are you good? You done? Y'all wrap
I'm
this
not
up.
even a Lord of the Rings nerd. Like that's not my period. Like
Y'all
that's
can't
not-
riff for 5 minutes about Lord of the Rings.
But so you do learn that it seems that he's met with the painter at least once, and that the songbird at some point left on that ship.
So who is the painter? It's not this guy.
Do we get a sense of the
Someone with a
height
ring.
of the painter in comparison to him? Was he thinking of looking up when you saw him? Was he looking down?
Laurentius, is that the sort of thing you were really studying when you were reading thoughts? I just want to know. If you say that's the sort of information you were looking for, I'll let you roll for it.
I don't think so. I don't think that's something.
His
Okay.
height wasn't at the forefront of this guy's mind. Maybe that means he's not alarmingly tall or short,
Okay.
but it's hard to know.
I don't
Also,
know.
his face was clearly obscured by magic.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
So,
I just in case it was like, this person was too tall so we can cross off Showpint.
was
I
there
can't
any-
wait to cast a spell magic on him.
From what he was remembering,
We're gonna jump
was there
him,
any
right?
clear indication the color of the robe, or was it just kind of a?
Oh, the robe was
shadow?
like sort of a like a deep blue gray.
blue gray. Okay.
I didn't prepare Dimension Door.
You didn't?
I've heard Banishment.
We could
And
banish
Greater
him.
Invisibility.
That would.
I got Dimension Door. What do you need it for?
Whenever we grab him to just move him 500
I
feet.
know, it was just
Willing.
movement to the.
You
Oh.
can't dimension door on
You
willing
can't.
targets.
Yeah.
It takes much higher magic to teleport something against their will
Oh,
in 5th
okay.
edition.
7th, right?
Teleport.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
You'll get there
Yeah.
sooner than you think.
Someday, somehow.
Hey, I don't have
Cast
3rd level
Hex
spells.
to 3rd level. That way we get a
Yeah.
I can just
a
cast
good
Hex on him for
little
free.
target on him,
I can check.
but it doesn't last as long once you upcast it. It's just an easier way to track where he's at.
Do you
Thought that was-
utility thing, man?
Hex lets you track too.
Are you?
Yeah.
I need to know. Are you staying in here? Like the night's as the night
It might
winds
be
down.
confusing with Hunter's Mark when you don't-
Yeah, I'm gonna
Yeah,
sip
we're gonna
water.
stay there, drink Shirley Temples, and then.
As I was saying earlier, Caleb told you he lives here. He's not going anywhere.
Oh. Well, we're gonna wait till it clears out and then jump him. Right?
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're gonna about 3:00 ish in the morning.
Yeah.
We start closing down.
We should hide.
How's everyone feeling?
Can we hide in the bathroom?
I need to know. So I, the DM, am confused. What are you trying to hide from?
I just didn't know if we wanted to stay after closing time.
Are we trying to sneak into his bedroom at night?
I don't know how else to get him.
Yeah, we're trying to jump him.
We're gonna get arrested again.
We're going to get arrested.
Okay.
You wanted to stay after you kill him.
Did you want to ask him more questions? He's like here for hours between there. I'm asking because I don't understand what challenge you're trying to solve.
Confusing with Hunter's Mark.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hunter's Mark is what I wanted, but I couldn't get it with either Shadow or Fate.
He lives here, so he's not going to leave the building.
But if you tell me what you're trying to do, I can help determine roles and
We want to get him
information.
alone, but not in a place where we're gonna get arrested for nabbing him.
I just kind of want to follow him and see what he does when he does leave. Does he meet with anyone? Does he?
Sure.
You could stake this place out for a few days.
Yeah.
Sure, let's do it. I'll re-prep spells so that I can have things like Find Familiar, so we can have more eyes.
Cool.
I could find a spell that's useful. I don't really.
Let me prepare my. Oh,
Oh, you did it.
I did it.
Want to
I'm
see me
not-
prepare my spell list? Want to see me do it again?
Wait, I can be invisible.
There you go.
I can be useful in stakeout.
Did you already have it? Did you already have that prepared today?
Yeah.
Because you could get, if you have invisibility, you could
Yeah.
try to sneak into his
Do you want me to
quarters
follow?
tonight.
Sure, do it.
I will do invisibility. I'll use all my 3rd level spell slots if I have to.
It
Second level
lasts an
spell
hour.
slots.
You're talking about walking like 30 feet,
Just in case.
50 feet.
Okay. I can also Misty Step, so.
As things are closing, I guess Elle's gonna sneak into the bathroom to cast invisibility.
Yeah, I sneak into the bathroom.
It's the spell room, actually.
It's not as
Powder
nice.
your nose, use the water closet.
I
cast
do the thing where I
spells.
put it on my face and I'm like, you know, like when you're a child in a powder
Powder in my
room.
nose.
Yeah, Connor powder.
Yeah.
You powdered your nose as a kid,
I
right?
can relate to that.
Sometimes Victoria doesn't help me out. She just leaves me out to dry.
I lost where we were.
All right.
Swear.
With with the Demon's Embrace closing and all of the various couples, thruples, and other groups finding their way homes. Quadples. Definitely not that.
Quint? I don't. It's a gaggle. really.
Gaggles. Gaggles of gallivanters.
A murder.
Oh my god, I just saw in the reflection of the art Coco's little tail as she followed Victoria out. I can't. But as you give this a little bit of time, Laurentius, you and his meanie, following what's left of the lingering crowd, are able to exit the exit the Demon's Embrace. Yeah, I know. Now, Ililie, what is your plan? You're casting invisibility?
Yeah, I'm gonna cast invisibility. I'm going to tail him to his room.
Okay. Casting
That's
the
pretty much
spell-
the end of my plan. So.
Casting the spell, you
You
make
picked
your
the
way
wise
back
one.
into the main area of the Demon's Embrace. You see that now that people have are beginning to filter out. You see the
I'm sorry. Before I start, I'm gonna activate my Arcane Eye as well.
how long does it last?
It lasts. I'm going 1 hour. I'm going to activate my blind sight.
Okay. Activating your blind sight, you begin just walking through. You're invisible. You're armed. Make your stealth roll. Actually, we're gonna hold on the stealth roll until the relevant perception comes up.
Okay.
Just keep it fun. People are coming through. You see that the half giant from before actually comes in, is brought through one of the side doors of the structure, and is helping, just flipping tables, cleaning up. You see people have come, and these people are wearing much more practical clothes as they clean the Demon's Embrace. People just have aprons as they're sweeping up. Like, everyone's just cleaning. It's, it's not quite as romantic of a place. The music has died out. The people
Yeah.
are working, and you watch as Corin, a little bit inebriated at this point, stands and begins walking over to one of the far side, the northeastern corner of this, where you've seen most of the workers coming in and out. He begins heading off in that direction. You're gonna try to ford through this place without getting in, bumping into anybody. I want to ask for that stealth roll. Now, you do have advantage on this. It's gonna be fine.
I don't like it when you say it like that.
I believe in miracles.
So you came along?
Are you negative?
Nope.
Are you
Stop. You have to
negging
stop
me?
there, guys. Is that a 19 on the die?
Mark it up for a 1.
No, because it's not actually the result.
Oh.
Exactly.
Okay, good.
We're not doing that no more.
No.
15.
15. Fording through the clashing schools of workers, you are able to pass through and keep a close tail. I almost said on Orwin. On Corin the Wise. Corin gently placing his hand along the stony wall of this back area. It's much better lit back here. Like, there clearly, you can smell the kitchens. You can hear people cleaning up in there. You see further down, there appear to be more doors which are locked. You see Corin is pulling out a ring of keys and is preparing to open up into a small suite that is actually at the end of this hallway. As he steps in, you're able to. You want to step in behind him?
Okay.
No, you know that this might be a closed door behind you.
Yeah.
Step in. Locks the door.
Fine.
He continues walking through. The suite itself is
I'm gonna
quite
go stand in the dustiest corner.
okay.
The least frequented.
You keep make an investigation check. You looking for a good hiding spot, good calm place to be.
18.
18. You're able to find a pretty. It looks like one of these shelves here is mostly for travel clothes. There's a couple of shelves next to a wardrobe, likely the place where travel clothes are kept. Now, for your, for kind of rolling into that investigation check, as you're kind of looking around the room, making quick work, it's very unlikely that anyone else is in here. This is his personal suite that he has while he's here. And you see that the man kind of rubs his neck ever so slightly, walks to the far wall, makes sure that the actual curtains are drawn tight on his windows, and removes his golden mask. You see a middle-aged Aasimar, who you do see that he has what looks to be a trio of scars on his face, each etching from where his cheekbone is on one side down to his lip. It looks like it's a weapon wound of some sort, though from what is hard to tell. They don't perfectly meet at one place. The man looks a little bit tired, but it doesn't look like it's just from the day. It looks like maybe you guys wore on him somewhat. You see he still kind of stretching out his neck and shoulders. He removes the top layer of these like silks and then brings what looks to be like a soft night robe and just wraps it tightly around himself, and goes and sits in a chair just to the next of his bed, pulling out a small book, opening it up, and begins writing. What are you doing while you're here?
Just watch him.
Finishes whatever he's working on.
Can I tell if he's writing sheet music or words?
Being very careful. If you want to give me a stealth check, you can try to sneak into an angle. You can do it.
Step a little bit closer. I will go with advantage.
So this is not a vision-based check. This is just, does he hear me? Make a stealth roll.
Natural 20 for
Cool.
25.
Walking. Wow. DC was very low, by the way.
Wait, can I know what the DC is now?
No, because you're going to have to roll more of these. I don't want to give you that information.
I'll ask later.
I would never tell. I would absolutely tell you. All the time, in fact.
Yeah.
As you kind of walk over, you see he's working on music. This appears to be a small booklet containing what looks to be these series of, looks like 4 and 6 horizontal bars, and small, strange sigils are located on. It almost looks like a spell book for a moment to you, but you're aware of sheet music, though it's not
Suppose
something.
L can't read sheet music.
Right. You don't speak this language.
Yeah.
Is effectively how this works. It's not. It's a language you don't know.
One thing I do know.
But yeah, he's writing. Was writing some music before bed. And with that, he's going to stand up, lift up one of the blankets on his bed, and lay down. Ugh, a bit too much. Rubs his belly. Rests his head on the pillow. Looks like he's getting ready to sleep.
Okay. I'm gonna wait a little bit.
This is so much
longer.
less violent than I expected.
What, you thought I was gonna slash his throat? That would be.
You guys were
murder.
very suspicious of him.
Well, rightfully
good
so.
reason.
It's not bad if
knows
we
the
were
guy?
right. I'm gonna wait till he's really sound asleep, like really asleep, and I'll test it by like kicking a pebble or something.
How long? Because remember, your spell lasts 1 hour and has verbal components.
Actually,
Spend about 20 minutes
I have an
before he goes
idea.
to bed.
Yeah, I'm gonna wait until like the last minute. Or I'm gonna wait till like 10 minutes,
Okay.
15 minutes before. How soundly asleep is he?
I can't believe I'm gonna have to roll. I'm gonna check. This is a somnia check.
Just wait for the breathing to change and then give it another.
Yeah,
2
I'm looking
minutes
for his
and-
eyes to be like moving back and forth rapidly to indicate he's entered REM.
About 50 minutes into your 60-minute spell, he appears to be quite asleep.
I'm going to move quietly around the room Where did he put it in a drawer?
No, it's on his end table.
I'm going to try to I've had a diary for years. I know how to open a book quietly.
Yeah.
I'm going to try to open the book and see if there's any words inside that aren't the music that Elle can't read. Because she's illiterate.
Is the shit from Harry Potter and like face comes out, it yells at you.
Yeah, it's Tom Riddle. And we'll do that for no more than 5 minutes, by the way. I'm very
Lilier, as you begin looking through, there aren't really words here. You see occasionally words that you vaguely recognize but they're clearly describing the piece in question. Utter silence or more. There's a lot of more than underlined in these sigils. Just he's tinkering with songs. But eventually you find something quite different. A pressed feather. And at the end of it, where the quill of it essentially is tied with a small silvered chain to what looks to be a little metal square frame, probably about inch and a half square, with glass in the center of it. So it's a feather with a chain that attaches it to a tiny glass square. This is precisely constructed, though its exact usage is not immediately apparent without an Arcana check.
Can I make an Arcana check?
Yes, you may.
Yeah, I was also, my brain was going. 17.
17. Well, you can't know precisely what the effect of this is. You actually would notice that the device itself is a spell. A spell has been imbued into this, and were you to crack the glass, you would cast the spell contained with it. You release the magic. Though, without further, there's other ways of identifying magic.
Yeah.
You don't know what spell it is.
I'm gonna close it.
Are you holding the object still?
No, I'm gonna put it back.
Okay.
I'm not gonna risk it. We can come back. Unless we spook them off.
With a warrant. No, I'm just kidding.
I'm gonna close it. I'm gonna put it exactly back as I found it. Exactly. I'm going to go back over to the window. I'm gonna look outside, peek through the curtain.
You see the inner courtyard of the walled area of the Demon's Embrace.
Is there anywhere I can that is 30 feet away from me?
Yeah, you could get to the top of the wall.
Yeah.
With that.
I'm gonna misty step out.
You find yourself atop the wall. It's not long before you hear, "Hey!" Atop the wall, you see one of the patrolling guards just walking up here. Not an Eltzian guard, just someone who works here. You see someone wearing a purple like sash over, just looks like chainmail. Guy's got a light crossbow on him. What are you doing up here?
Oh, this is awkward. You see, a few weeks ago, I met this girl here, and
Walking closer, he's about 10 feet away from you.
I thought I would come say hi, but I knew she was busy at work, so I was gonna come surprise her. But I don't even know if she's on shift, and it's actually really embarrassing. And I'm so
Give me
sorry.
He groans. I love it. Give me a deception check.
16. I haven't rolled that badly today, which is nice.
Listen, there's a lot of pretty men and women who work here. We pay them to talk nice. I'm not paid to talk nice, but I look like this.
Oh. I'm gonna look as sad as possible.
Listen,
this is
let me-
embarrassing. I actually don't even know how to get down. It's so embarrassing.
Come with me. Don't worry. Here.
You know what? You watch as he stops, puts his crossbow, leans it to the side. He doesn't see you as a threat, and then takes off this outer cloak that he has.
Here. We'll take the stairs. Put the hood up. No, if she passes by, she won't even see you.
You're so nice. No one's been nice to me in so long.
Hey, it's what a proper Eltzian should do.
I'm gonna cover up my very distinct features.
You do have multicolored hair.
Two-color
You got
eyes.
heterochromia going on.
Thank goodness the dark. That's why Amelia was like, let me put my hand in my head. Yes. Oh, thank you so much. You're so nice. And I will
I suppose.
get bustled out, I suppose. And kindly return it to him before I leave.
Yes, you're brought around the around. You have to go one side, two side, third side. You get over the gates, and you're brought to a small staircase leading down, and are escorted out to the front. The man just kindly tells you that, hey, come by earlier in the night. If they're here, you chat them up. Maybe something happens, maybe something doesn't. But careful, a lot of the guys are jumpy. I could have hurt you, and that would weigh on my conscience.
I know. It's not like I could do anything about it. It's just like
That's not what
I
I
would have
meant.
like just died, or it's been a long night. I'm sorry.
9 blessings.
To you too.
And
Scurry off.
Go ahead and lets you scurry off towards your friends.
I assume y'all are waiting in an alley nearby.
Yeah, we're playing cards.
You should fold.
No.
It's so late, guys.
If there's any rumors about me sneaking on rooftops, and having a crush on someone, don't worry about it, actually. Do you want to debrief?
Yeah.
Y'all walking home
Yeah.
to the warehouse?
Yeah.
All
I will
right.
debrief. I will leave out the ending.
You begin heading back towards the
You
barrows.
just folded it.
I
Finally,
jarred it.
you're gonna get to go home. You're gonna get to finally get to.
Oh wait, our home doesn't have a door.
You're close. You're
I'm
only a
upset
couple
about
blocks.
the door.
You're at this point. You're probably about 4 blocks away. You're at the point where the town starts becoming mostly like dead. Why are you rolling your eyes at me?
We're about to get attacked.
The fucking
I don't appreciate
the
that.
Undercroft is gonna come murder us.
The
for
implication
skin.
of such a thing.
Did we hear
I
whispers?
do need to ask all of you to make luck checks for no particular reason.
Hey.
It was indecisive.
Did you roll in that one?
No. Just one better.
Oh, no particular reason, huh?
Luck check.
2.
Ooh, that's pretty good.
14.
12. We couldn't beat that.
Thorn. Proceeding through
How many crits do I
proceeding through the barrows.
It's literally like doesn't
Minus
matter where we
one.
are.
-1.
I don't like any of these implications. Thorn? What's your armor class?
15.
There's the tiniest little prick on the side of your neck. You reach your hand, you kind of touch it, and there's a toothpick-sized little thing that has been pushed about a half an inch into your neck. It hurts as you pull out. You take a look at it. There's a small tuft, a little tuft coming out of the end of like these blue fibers, blue and green fibers. Make me a Constitution saving throw.
Does anybody know what kind of bug this is?
You pull this little dart out of your neck.
That's a weird bug.
So- okay, I don't have advantage on con saves. It's only for spells.
Yes, you have advantage on concentration checks. Or concentration saving throws.
16.
Warcaster?
Warcast.
Eldritch.
Oh, I'll have to double check because maybe I'm wrong.
I think it's for spells. I can double check it.
You pull the little dart out, and you just kind of stop for a second. And as you step back to look at it, as you turn to your friends, you wobble ever so slightly, taking.
I thought you were drinking Shirley's
You take
Nipples.
10 poison damage.
And are poisoned.
You are not poisoned. However, on a success, you have disadvantage on ability checks during your next turn.
So I didn't succeed the save?
No, you did. That's the success.
The success is I have disadvantage.
Is that you're not poisoned?
Yes.
I'm confused. I'm not poisoned,
You're not. You don't have the poisoned condition
but I
That's good.
still have disadvantage on ability checks.
during your next turn.
Got it. Okay.
That's not bad
No.
in the grand scheme of things.
Roll lower next time. We'll see what happens.
You could be dead.
What is everyone doing?
Wait.
You have a
Okay.
round of all three of you.
Wait, it's been an hour. I already used my ability. I can't see further in the night. It's fine.
Yes, I do apologize that the
I'm gonna
blinds
pull
didn't
my
come
weapon.
here. You draw out your blade. You're here. You're currently in the streets. You're on one of the main roads here.
Gonna light it up as much as possible, dancing lights.
You use your action to you generate a bunch of light so that you and Ismini can like Ismini specifically you
Pull on my
you pull your
goggles.
goggles on, which is totally fine.
I just want to see if it illuminates to see where it came from. Kind of
And,
spread it out as
that's
far
going to
as
help
possible.
quite a bit with any perception checks people make. You're allowed to each make one sort of skill check this turn
I'm
if you'd
going
like
to make a perception check.
Disadvantage.
You have disadvantage on skill checks. It's weird how that works.
I'll take it. I got a 12 on perception.
Natural 20 for a 25 on perception.
I got a 2.
Yeah, that beats me. Actually, that does in fact.
I roll well when I want to.
What was your
I got a
result?
3.
Laurentius?
Mine was 12 with disadvantage.
3.
Okay. Neither of you see him. There is a man who is currently. There's a man who is currently
married.
knelt upon the flat top of a nearby wooden structure. You know this to be an abandoned building. Excuse me. He is wearing what looks to be a yellow shirt, and you see that he holds what looks to be a wooden, like, long cylinder in his hand. He's lowering it from his lips and has another one of those little darts in his other hand. As he begins loading it, this seemingly human man makes eye contact with his meanie. He begins standing up. You see that he has what looks to be at least one dagger on his hip.
How far away is he?
Probably about 45 feet.
Great.
My friends, I'm going to need you all to roll for initiative.
Appropriate. Oh, do I have... That's a skill check, isn't it? I have
Is
disadvantage.
in fact a skill check.
Okay, that was the lower one. Yep. First one was right. 8.
Oh, very good. On Thorn.
Thanks.
Is Meanie?
4.
Now I'm making me feel bad. 22.
At disadvantage, I still rolled an 8. So
That's pretty
I'm
good.
okay with it.
I'm also a very dexterous character. Like if I'm rolling badly,
I want to ask the
it's
honest
like,
question. Did you bring Ralnor to the Demon's Embrace?
No.
Ralnor's not here?
Is he old enough to get
What
in?
was yours, Ililier?
22.
All right, Ililier, you're gonna win the drop here. You see a man on the roof who just used a blowgun on one of your friends, and he appears armed. He's not crazy armored. He doesn't have a lot of big weapons with him, but he did just blow a dart at your friend.
Yeah, I'm gonna cast Expeditious Retreat and catch up to him immediately.
Okay, so this is actually a really cool little interaction here. As you cast Expeditious Retreat, it's a hard word to say quickly.
Yeah.
Sprinting up to the building, you're able to quickly get there. Now, you do have to climb up the structure itself.
Yes.
And so you're gonna do that. That's
I'm
gonna be
gonna
an
jump.
Huh?
I'm gonna jump.
Well, it is a two-story building. That's a difficult thing for you to
Yes.
do, even with
Oh,
with
it's
that
a
ability.
two-story, okay.
The two-story structure. What I would ask here is going to be for an athletics check.
Okay.
As you're pushing your way, this is basically just to see
Not
how.
as great without weapons. 19.
19. Okay. It takes you a little bit of going, but that's absolutely enough. You're able to shamble your way up there. Climbing to take quite a bit of movement, and you had to move 45 to get here. You're able to basically get to the edge of the structure. You're very close. You have clear, direct line of sight of this person. Probably, how to say, between 5 and
Yeah.
10 feet.
So
you're
that
very,
was-
you're in the very close o'clock,
That was my bonus action.
and all your movement.
And all my movement.
Sure.
I'm not in melee of him.
We're playing theater of the mind here. Make some decisions for
I
me.
mean, I'll
Thank you,
just
Die.
firebolt him if not.
Sure. As he's kind of scrambling, you see that he was using one of these angled little partitions of the roof itself to kind of give himself like hideaway cover from where you were before below. But now that you're at even level, too much of his body is exposed for him to have any cover whatsoever from the ground.
Cool. Make a spell attack.
All right. Conjuring this little ball of flame, you're tossing a firebolt at him. Make your attack roll.
23.
23 to hit is a hit. How much damage are you doing to this man with the yellow sash?
6 points of damage.
6 points of fire damage.
Oh, I'm sorry. Wait. 16 points of damage.
16 points of fire damage.
I forgot what level we were.
You strike against his shoulder, and it seems as the bolt is coming towards him, he kind of leans into the arc of it. And while it still does strike him, it looks like it's more glancing than before, and it looks like maybe the damage has been reduced somewhat.
Yeah. Perhaps he's resistant to fire.
I don't know, man. That guy's dodging ability is uncanny. That is going to the man in the yellow sash's turn. Okay, watch as he loads a dart. He's going to make one attack over at Ililia. Ililia, you're quite close, so you see that he begins his moving backwards away, kind of moving further along the rooftop. He's going to make his single shot at you.
Okay.
Okay. What is your armor class?
19.
A 19. This currently appears to be a hit.
Both of my reactions are specific to melee damage, so.
Okay. I'm going to ask you to make a Constitution saving throw. You squinted.
I'm trying to read my sheet. It's been a while. 25.
25. Oh, you're totally fine.
17s can you roll in a row?
I don't know. Thank you, Connor, for this die.
Lilia, you take 15 points of poison damage, excuse me.
I was like, not fire.
Oh, no.
That's my weakness.
Of poison damage.
Okay.
And you have disadvantage on ability checks until the start of your next turn.
Does he have cover from where I am?
He's currently moving along the rooftops away from you. You'll need to get onto rooftops to see him. As he begins running, you watch as he picks up his speed. This guy's pretty fast.
Oh, it's a little.
You've seen fast. You're very quick.
I've seen faster.
And is booking it. You watch as he runs about 10 or 15 feet before jumping towards the next structure and continues. The chase is on.
He's going that way.
Thorn, then is Meanie. Thorn, what is your plan to deal with this?
I don't see him, but I can see.
You can, but you guys can clearly hear him. He's not hidden.
I'll just run in the direction.
Okay.
Dash. I can't see him, so I can't really do anything.
All right, taking the dash action to start running along some side streets. Are you trying to follow in the same direction? Are you trying to cut off? What are you doing?
If I don't know if I can get ahead of him, but if I can try to head him off, I'll try doing that.
Make me a wisdom check. You don't have disadvantage anymore.
I didn't have to mention it.
Wisdom check.
Just a check.
Math 20.
Math 20. All right. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and mark this here. You're gonna have advantage on this this next check. This is we're currently in a chase encounter.
Right.
So you taking note of where he's running, how else chasing him. You book off full 90-degree turn because you think you know where he's going. You've got a hunch, booking it in that direction.
Cool.
Is Meanie. You watch Thorn and Ililia split up.
Yeah.
How
Pull out a needle. I turn and
if I
fire,
just
run.
go straight towards where L is, can I get onto the roof that way?
Yeah, but you have to climb up a building if you're not using magic.
Okay, can I try to climb up the building?
Sure, it's an athletics check.
Shit.
So I will say it's going to take your dash action to get there. Is that okay? That's the problem, is you guys started pretty far away from him.
But I wanted to have a really cool turn. I'll Misty Step up whenever I get there.
Oh, well, if you use your movement and bonus action Misty Step, you can get on the roof without climbing.
Cool. I'd rather not try to make an athletics check with a negative strength.
Wizards like to fall from buildings.
All right, appearing suddenly on the roof, you do see
Worse than me.
Ililia and this man are running. You can see, you constantly are seeing parts of them as they run between chimneys, arches of this roof. It's hard to get a perfect line of sight, but you can see him. You
Cool.
have line of sight. He has cover.
60 feet?
Yeah. You
Make a wisdom save.
Oh no! I
You
hate
can make
this.
him falter.
Natty one.
I'm pretty sure I can catch him.
2d12?
Nice.
8.
That's not bad.
8 points of damage, not a problem. All right, we're gonna go back to the top of the round. Ililia, this turn he didn't spend his whole turn sprinting away, so you're able to catch up to him just with that movement because you have expeditious retreat.
Yeah.
All right, what would you like to do?
Do I have to dash as bonus action to catch up?
So yes.
Okay.
Now you you still have probably about 15 feet of movement after that,
Okay.
but
I'm asking so I know if I can ignite my weapon.
no, not
Which I
you
can't.
wouldn't be able to this
Totally
turn.
fair. I want him to stop moving, and I feel like he's gonna keep going. I'm gonna pull Silas. I'm gonna tackle him.
Okay, going for the tackle. Make an athletics check here.
Yeah.
All right.
You cursed my dice.
Oh my goodness.
It's a naughty one.
21.
Not one for a 3.
As you
Oh, and I have disadvantage. There's no way I can roll worse.
it wasn't terrible. Like you have a good clean form as you're pushing forward, but unfortunately, a bit of one of these what is the word? Not shilling.
Shingle?
Shingles
Oh.
pull loose. You lose your footing ever so slightly, catch yourself, but unfortunately, your timing is missed, and you have to keep sprinting after him. You're staying close. You're right on his heels,
Cool.
but he, as the two of you keep on moving, unfortunately, you aren't able to get him down
Yeah.
exactly there.
Totally fair.
Material and a virus.
Okay, that is going to be his turn.
Shingles.
Kind of.
I guess this is the only thing I can do. You watch as he reaches onto the back of his belt. You can see him pull a small satchel and is going to pull this, it looks to be the little rope that's keeping it closed, and scatter this gray ash-like substance in your direction. Give me a Constitution saving throw.
Ten.
Lilia Arundral, you are blind.
I've used my blind sight for the day.
Oh no! This ash-like material, as it strikes you, you don't feel anything that courses through your veins. It feels like black sludge has covered your face and has begin to like bubble in such a way where it's like poofing out, it's foaming on you. You just have this ichor on you that's just like having a chemical
Trying to
reaction.
like prestidigitate it
It's
off.
uncomfortable, does not hurt you.
Yeah.
But as you touch it, it's really sticky. So you get the feeling it's going to be very sticky to interact with. All over your face. It's terrible.
Tar all over your face. Use prestidigitation. Take it off.
Okay. He is then going to use his bonus action to dash and just continue moving. He's not using stealth. You all can hear and are aware of him. Thorn, I have good news for you. Because I was able to dash this turn, we are able to kind of get where you see that where he's, you can still hear him coming. Where you are, you've managed to cut off in such a way that you know he's about to jump over a building directly above you, like a 5 or so foot gap. He's jumping over an alley.
I'm gonna
You've
hold
got the
an
moment.
action and wait, and I'll pull him down with telekinetic.
Movement's happening all through all of this, so that we can do that this turn if you're
Cool.
All right. He leaps over, and you're held. Strength save?
Mm-hmm.
I am midair. I'm giving myself disadvantage on this save.
Cool.
I think that absolutely makes sense.
I didn't get to take my turn.
Oh, do what you wanted to do on your turn.
Yeah, he's not able to see him.
Oh,
You can still see him if he passes this save, if that makes you feel better.
Someone would want to go get him. I'm covered in tar.
It's a natural 3.
does he have a plus 13 to his strength?
No! Strangely, he has a +2.
Oh,
If you
okay.
catch a glimpse of a belt.
You push him 5 feet in any direction, which lets you choose down.
Pull him down. Yeah.
All right. As he falls, that is going to be actually pretty decent. You pull him down. He is knocked from the rooftops, slowly getting a little bit taller, down about 15 or so feet, and crunch lands on the sidewalk. Not prone though. So he falls to his knees and stands up.
I'll assume that was my action to do that.
So
It's normally a bonus action to shove, but if I held it,
no, because all of this is a chase encounter. They're kind of a weird thing in the DMG.
Yeah.
All of it's kind of movements happening at once. That can be the normal action economy on it.
cool.
That's fine.
Can I use my action to cast web on him?
Yeah.
He's falling, lands, hits his knees hard. You hear, damn it. Stands up.
No, I have no second level spell slot.
Do you have higher?
Oh, I'll upcast it the third. Fuck it.
Oh, now I really can't take my turn.
He turns, and you watch.
Next
This
turn.
guy's running fast. He's not as fast as Lilia. You've seen Elle does her magic thing.
Scorching ray.
But he's really fast. Turns, run. About 10, 15 feet from you. You're shooting web. I believe I have to make a saving throw on that first turn.
Yes. So, save, deck save.
Really good at deck saves. Deck saves to get caught and strength saves to break it.
Correct.
Is that a nat 1 or nat 20?
It's a nat 2. I've rolled 2
Does he have
3
a
times in a row on this
Plus
die.
14 to deck saves.
He does not have a +4. He's got a really good. That was an okay deck save for him. But you shoot this web out, and suddenly
He's +14.
these green lines, tendrils like snakes on the ground,
push forward and then suddenly sealing up the end of the alley and binding around him, pulling him in like it's tar. And he is restrained, I believe. Fully pulled in, disadvantaged on attack rolls, unable to do quite a few things.
Right.
He's pulled in. Ismini, it's your turn.
I will dash to get to the point where I can see him.
Because of the way that angles and everything work, you can just use your movement to get into line of sight within 60 feet.
Great, I'll use my movement. As a bonus action, I'm going to cast Hex.
All right, you
Wait, may I make an Arcana check?
Absolutely.
Will Ice Knife blow up the web around him and free him?
Ice Knife does 5 points of damage to as an AoE, I believe.
It does.
The web has 10 HP, I believe.
It
You wanna check for me?
I
does.
can double check.
It's 2d6.
It's 2d6.
Yeah.
It's an average of 7. In theory, you could accidentally break him out of the webbing by using an area of effect spell here. Fire is a bad idea, is the only big
So
thing.
I cannot use Ice Knife. I cannot use Scorching Ray. I do not have any other.
You told the dead.
She wants to do an attack roll.
Yeah, the only thing I can do is.
The web is more than one square, though, Victoria. Like, he's in the middle of the web.
Okay, great. I'm gonna. I just want to get damage done. So I'm gonna cast Hex with my bonus action.
Oh, you can't cast Hex and Ice Knife. They're both leveled spells. They're both leveled spells.
Not unless. I use
Unless.
2 sorcery points and cast Quicken Spell, right?
No, because they're still both leveled spells.
Okay, then I will.
That doesn't break that rule.
I will cast Chill Touch then.
Doesn't say anything about what the like,
Okay.
HP is.
Chill Touch is actually great here. It's an attack roll. Bonus action, Hex.
That would be a natural 20.
No shot!
All it mentions is that they're flammable and then burn away in a 5-foot cube.
Oh no, my boy!
Round.
So that'll be 48.
It's doubling both the dice from Chill Touch and the Hex dice.
Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3,
6 HP.
4. Wait, Hex is only 1.
Hex is 1d6.
I didn't upcast Hex. I just,
So this is 6 dice coming at me.
yeah.
You put him in line of sight of Ismini, and Ismini crit him.
Good.
Good thing Ismini has Surge to Crit.
13,
Oh,
14,
you've been playing so much Legion.
Cool. I'll put you down
20,
for
27 points of damage. All
27
necrotic.
points of damage.
All necrotic.
The web, he's struck through the web, and it passes through. It almost seems to embolden the webs. They constrict him even tighter. Wait a second. Sometimes I'll be able to math, and I have to double check something.
It's always great when the DM has to do the math, right?
27.
27.
This is exactly his hit points. He's at 0. He's unconscious and not dying.
You guys want to ask questions?
I presume I arrived.
This chill touch comes through, emboldens the web, it constricts him ever so tightly, and he nods off. Fully unconscious, you just hear groaning under like labored breathing, because it's the strength is siphoned from him with that spell.
Somebody tie him up.
Can I
He's already tied
clean
up.
my face first? I'm just going to take an action.
You want to use your action to try to clean up your face?
Prestidigitate my face.
Make a strength saving throw.
Uh, 21.
21 is a success. You reach up and try to begin pulling off big globulates of this, and as you do, you realize it's it's foaming up on your hands and are able to, with using all of your strength, whip it off your hands, and you're able to remove the blinded condition without losing the use of your hands temporarily.
Great. I wouldn't want any more injuries.
You watch as some of the black foam begins foaming up a little bit more, and the chemical reaction pauses. It looks like it's some sort of... you've seen this sort of bubbling back in Gwynwyn's lab before.
Can I collect it?
You can try. It's very sticky.
I want to put
You can
it
spend
in.
several minutes
Yeah.
doing it, probably. You're spending a little bit of time.
I don't care that much.
You can come after the
Fine.
battle.
It's fine. We'll be asleep after the battle.
Do you have rope? I don't have any rope.
I have rope.
As you
I
all
don't carry rope.
tie
actually.
up this strange man who attacked you in the night, I think we're going to end our session here.
With us bickering about who you brought.
Did you bring rope?
Rope?
The quintessential debate
just need to
of
get manacles.
who was supposed to bring the rope.
We should really invest in manacles.
It's usually in the cart.
Well,
what I would like to say is thank you all so much for joining us tonight. We had a lot of fun coming back. Hey, we got to get those gears spinning some more. It's been a while. I had a lot of fun.
I forgot I could upcast.
Clella was looking for where her upgrade cards were.
I was like,
Did I bring tenacity?
I roll an extra red die. I'm injured now.
If we leave you with nothing else, it's that you can trust everyone you meet in a nightclub, and you should play more games. There's just so many great games out there and all sorts of stories to tell. I'll be cheesy all I want. They stayed till the end.
Yeah. Follow us on Twitter.
Follow us on Twitter. Come join our Discord.
Yeah.
And
Check out
we'll
the
see you
YouTube
next
channel.
Friday. We've got
YouTube.
another exciting session coming. It's going to be a big one. And thank you both, and Victoria as well, for playing tonight. It was nice to get jumped back onto the table. But with that, we're going to leave you, and we'll see you next time.
Good night.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye.
For-
Uh...